You're the star of the show. Fate's call, it's time to go. Ascension's near, feel the energy rise. Wake up from the matrix, open up your eyes. Higher self, your truth unfolds. Illusions fade, let your story be told. On this journey, through the ups and the downs, break free from the chains, wear your cosmic crown. Cosmic awakening, it's time to break free. Dive into the unknown, embrace your destiny. Everything's connected, the universe so vast. Together we'll transcend, make this moment last. Chosen one, you're the star, shining so bright. Fate chose you, yeah, in the spotlight. Waking up from this dream, it's time to rise. Ascension calling in, reach for the skies. Higher self, guiding you through the haze. Break the illusion, no more mind games to play. On this journey, through the depths of your soul, discovering truths, making you whole. Higher self, take me where I need to be. Through the realms where the illusions flee. Ascension calling in, it's my destiny. Everything tarot channel, set me free. Set me free. I'm the chosen one, my fate is sealed. Rising up, ascending to what's real. Waking up to the truth within myself. Connecting to my higher self. No more illusions, I see through the haze. Embarking on a journey, uncharted ways. In this electronic mind bending dance, creating art, taking a chance. Souls awakening, let it take control. Neo soul vibes deep within my soul. Indie spirit breaking free from the norm. Psychedelic fun, my soul's true form.
Hello, 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 Gene XO. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. Now that's thinking. I haven't even thought about monetization yet, but I suppose it's kind of going that way. Initially, I wanted to, drive traffic, do something different, put a different type of energy, different kind of music out there, and I think it's doing that for sure. I think it's definitely creatively awesome. Oh yeah, for sure. Of course, of course. I'm trying to stay consistent. So I keep saying two, but it ends up being five because I just get creative. I start working on things. We're working on volume five now, y'all. We've only dropped volume two. I'm already up to volume five. I I get caught up in the music. I get caught up in the music, but it's been fun. Yeah, so we were yes, please definitely like the stream. Help us get going in that algorithm. Help us get out there, right? Love to have more people just to make the show bigger and bigger, make the channel bigger and bigger to help us grow. So appreciate everybody over here. Alexis, what's up? What's up? So we're doing 8 song volumes, right? So I guess I've been calling them LPs. I think technically it's an EP, so I might have to change that to EP. It's kind of confusing because EP is extended play and LP is long play. So they sound the same. Extended and long sound like the same thing, but apparently I believe extended play is the one. I got to check with my music guy. But either way, though, the compilations, 8 songs long, volumes one and two, now available down in the description. You can stream them on YouTube. You can download them for free from BandLab, right over there with the link down in the description, and check it out. Check it out. But the music's coming together. We're just getting more funky, y'all. First we had like a pop sound kind of mixed compilation. Now we're over into like more of a funk vibe is kind of how we open up this show, and I've been loving that sound. Some modern psychedelic funk going on, art pop, all the above. It's cool, trip hop flows. All right, but let's open up the show though, y'all. It's Nick, the money sack, Tarot's back and never left. Well, love is what we never lack and know the best. It's your boy Niko, the Sun Leo V. You're over here in the place to be, rocking with the Everything Tarot vibe. You know how we do, we keep it live over here. Of course, zodiac readings dropping soon, dropping today. So, that's a great way. Excited to have those coming along. We're going to be busting those out. I got caught up with some personal reads yesterday and just hanging with the fam and everything. So, that's been cool. But everything's coming though. I'm so glad to be back in the mix, back out here, dropping the tarot vibe. Just busting out readings, doing what we do. So shout out to Gene XO. Shout out to Alexis for rocking with us over here at the kickoff of the show. At the start, you know how we do. So we're going to flip it over to the main, of course, sharing positive vibes to those whom the energy is meant and needed on the frequencies of love, peace, and growth. Don't forget, donations always appreciated, and read first and best. Thank you so much. So over here, we're going to do our generals for the generals, and then we're going to kick it over into live reads, right? And answer your questions. So don't be shy, right? Hang out with us, kick it with us, and post your question over in the live chat, and we will read your question live on the air. That's just what we do. So we're going to start with this oracle card. I'm feeling the oracles today, right? We're going to pull an oracle, get this general for the generals out, and start the reads, start the show. So yeah, let us know what's on your mind, what's on your heart, mind, and soul, and we will read that. We will do that. Because that's what we do. Sounds like we're going to be getting going on the TikTok lives as well. We might be starting up a TikTok show. I hear TikTok's really bubbly. Just another great way to syndicate, get more readings out, more exposure for the channel. This whole social media thing, it's like spinning the plates on a platter, on a, what is it? You like spin plates on a pole, and like they don't fall off. You just keep them all spinning. Social media is a busy thing. It's a beast. But technology. Beautiful, wonderful. So we got Gene XO's question, and we got Gene XO's going to lead us off. 1, 2, and ooh, we got a 3 right there. We'll take it. All right, let's see what we got for our generals here. So we got Mercury in reverse, representing maybe like a, with that mercurial energy. This could be, communication issues over here. Could be having problems communicating, or I know the oracles are so different. That's why I like the oracles, because it goes so deep. And they're always so different. But with this Mercury energy, first off with Mercury is a planet of communication. And it kind of it's like the pinball. It's bouncing all over the place. It's doing this, doing that, it's doing that, right? With the Mercury in reverse, maybe communication issues, or we're trying to communicate something either to the world, to those around us, or communicate that vision, right? And maybe we're having those delays or communication difficulties. We're not coming across exactly how we want to, right? Or just finding delays. Like I'm trying to get this done, trying to get this out, and if something comes up, that's an obstacle, that's a challenge. That was me yesterday. I was so flustered. I was like, geez, I really have to work at this thing. I feel like everything was trying to, distract me, or I was getting bogged down in details, and I felt like what I was actually getting done was very little compared to the effort that was required. So maybe we're going through a transition right now. I do know we just had full moon in Libra. I don't know how, that's really fitting into the mix. It should be representing more of a balanced type of energy. Knowing that Libra energy, definitely related with that heart space, emotional space. Maybe we're trying to, please everybody, right? Trying to do so many things that we're getting stretched, we're getting pulled, right? That's part of that. If you want to call it distraction, but I feel like it's coming from a good place, good intention. This is where new cycles might be having trouble getting off the ground. Definitely delay energy with that sitting in reverse. Likely that's how things have been, or that's just what we've been going through. Of course, these are daily generals, so this could be yesterday energy for sure. Yesterday, this past week, that kind of a thing. Survival over here sitting in the reverse, and really I got 2 interpretations for this over here, right? Not surviving but thriving, right? Survival isn't good enough, or we're getting past the just surviving, but we're reaching for much more, manifesting much more. So I like that interpretation. Also with survival, we could really be in reverse. We could really be struggling, not surviving, right? Which is a maybe more the dark side read of that. I feel like there's a perspective twist, right? Perspective is everything. So it might be on us just to recognize maybe how we're feeling or our perception of that, and then really turn that around in a way that um, we could really see the growth in the obstacle, right? See how far we have come, or recognize what it is that we really are doing, that things are coming along, and that we might just be kind of stretched or pulled thin, spread thin whenever it comes down to it. However, our spiritual association with what we're manifesting, as well as our north node, right? Our point, our purpose, our path is really going to help us to overcome and find the balance and appreciation in our productivity, in us making those moves, right? Taking those steps and really championing that, holding strong to that in a way that really highlights our growth and the positive potential therein. Outcome energy, whoa, whoa, future energy, beautiful. Amusement and horseplay, 1111. 1111, y'all. That's the angel number right there for our generals today. Amusement and horseplay. This is fun on top of fun. Having fun with the fun. All right, having fun with the funk. Right, throwing down, vibing, dancing, jamming over here, and having fun, taking off. I feel like things are gonna take off as soon as we tap into the growth here and recognize that it's all part of the process. Then we can really let loose. Then we can really have fun, vibe, and be free to the flow, to the journey, right? And to the progression. So I'm in love with this amusement horseplay energy on a future outlook, on the future pacing. This is what's coming in. I see better and better, more and more fun, high vibration, enjoying. Look at all that struggle energy whenever it comes over to this 1111, just north nodal fulfillment. And I just see like stars in the eyes. That's the starry eye emoji. Like, wow, like this is it. This is awesome. We're just living and loving, living and loving above it all. Dig it, dig it. Now we're going to get just a little bit more here. We're going to get that tarot rolling for our general read. And we're going to kick it over to the questions. So don't be shy. Post your questions down below. Go ahead and get your spot in the list. These things go quick. These things go quick. I think everybody thinks that they have time. Like, oh, no one's posted yet. People post. People post. As soon as the reads get going, people start posting. And it's like, dang, I should have got my read in. So get your spot in the queue, right? Shout out to everybody over in the chat, everybody who's viewing, right? All our viewers hanging out with us. Love y'all. Positive vibrations to you. And of course, this general's for you, right? My generals. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jean. Yeah, I'll read in order the questions posted after the general collective. Yeah, definitely post, be present, and don't be shy. Don't be shy. We're getting out messages for you, my loves. You already know. See, that's what I'm talking about. This burden energy. Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into this 10 of Wands. That's beautiful. I want to say it goes there in my mind's eye. So, first off, we got this 9 of Cups sitting in reverse. And so this is maybe not holding out, right? Not having our arms crossed, uncrossing the arms, right? Thank you for your question, Alexis. We have you next. So we got this in reverse, right? And so this is like a proud kind of energy, right? This individual is proud. They got what they got. They say, I'm 9 of Cups and I don't need anything else. I got 9 cups. I got 9 cups. How many cups you got? Type energy, right? Wheeling and dealing. But I feel like with this is the openness. It's like, yeah, I got 9 cups. I got 9 cups, sure. But I'm open. I'm open. I'm looking for that one. I'm looking for that one over here, right? I'm looking for that. This is a 1, right? That's the 10 energy. I'm looking for that fulfillment. I'm looking for completion. I know what I want. It's good, but it can only get better. It's only getting better. So I see an openness. I see an openness within the emotional space here to make happen, here to shake things up, here to manifest. Even better than contentment, but fulfillment, right? Moving over, present energy. And I feel like that's the place we've come to, right? This is why we're going through, spreading ourselves thin, right? Making those moves, making that action and effort to have that, right? To have that fulfillment. We got other 10 energy over here, but this one is burden, right? Being so spread thin, it gets so heavy, gets so hard in a way, right? This is burdensome energy, doing it all, just doing it all. But that's the issue, right? This is where we go from surviving to thriving, right? Is the message of the oracle that it's not, you don't need to survive, right? There is growth here. Things are happening, things are moving, right? Things are moving, but I see better than survival over here. I see thriving. I see thriving, not just accepting survival. That's low vibration. We're not surviving. We are thriving in the chaos, right? Making sense of it all and growing all the way through, right? So, if anything, throw down your burdens. Throw down your burdens. Not necessary. Leave that in the past, right? It's not necessary. It's not necessary whenever we've got so much to look forward to, so much that we're building, so much to be proud of, so much to stand on, and so much to be happy about. That's what it's all about. We're going through the go through, right? Growing through the go through to experience that fulfillment, to experience everything that it is that we desire. And that's the focus. Good things are coming in. Good things are coming in, Channel Collective. I tell you, High Priestess energy sitting over here. This is discernment. This is rocking with the right way. This is the knowing, right? This is much like Empress energy. I really do feel. She sits on a throne. She's got her higher self tapped in with that intuition, that growth mindset, right? And knowing right from wrong, making the decision to go with what we know is true to ourselves, was right, what's in the best alignment. And that's where we get that 11 energy. That's the North Nodal energy over here, rocking with this 9 and 2, right? That's 11. And then there we go. We got 11 right there with the columns, right? The Boaz and Yakin, right? For our esoteric minded folk. But basically the wrong and the right, the path of severity and mercy, right? And knowing the difference, knowing the truth, walking the middle path, which is enlightenment ultimately. And that's enlighten the higher mind self. Boaz representing the left hemisphere, representing logic and reason, right? Make it make sense. And then Yakin representing mercy, which is feeling, emotional, care, well-being, faith, right? And both of these turn on the brain, right? Activate the higher mind consciousness in order to utilize discernment and understanding within ourselves to raise the vibration, raise the consciousness. This is really the meaning of the card. That is the true growth. See, the true growth lies within, right? Within self, but also within the middle path, sitting right between the pillars. And so tapping into that, when we tap into that, right? When we're in right mind consciousness, look how much fun, because we got understanding and we got this emotional well-being and care and peace. And then we can really have fun with the fun. And then that's where we get that 11-11 energy, which is just like a beautiful like explosion when it comes down to it, right? Exponential growth, if you will. That's where things go parabolic. That's where we hit the bell curve. Everything just expands for us when it comes to expansion, experiences, and ultimately growth when it comes down to it. Having fun with this journey, this path, this way. Love that for y'all today. We're going to kick it over into the readings. Starting with Gene XO. May I ask for a tarot reading of Virgo's thoughts, feelings, intentions, and next actions towards me, or whatever I need to know about our connection. We're going to tap into that Virgo energy. We're going to get you a oracle card. She said, I cannot believe you said 11. I asked my grandmother for confirmation by showing the number 11, and I saw 1111 on my phone today. You just talked about and showed the number. You see in 11s. You see in 11s. That's the number for the general. 11. So you already know that 11 is important. Go look up the type in 1111 angel number and see what it says. See what it says and get back to me. Get back to the channel. Let us know what you found and how you related with 1111 down below, right? Over in the comments or live chat. Love to hear your interpretation and how you resonate with number 1111. For me, 1111 is North Node, doing your path, walking your path, your true purpose, right? That soul alignment, connected with higher mind self and ascension, right? That's your calling. Your calling, your purpose, your dharma. Giving meaning. Oh, you got a mystic card. We don't often get the mystic cards. There's only a few. You know what? I can. If you want to request tarot cards, I can definitely use tarot cards for you. Especially if you like reading the cards, you know the tarot and you connect well with them, we can absolutely use tarot. That is fine. So we're over here reading into Virgo's thoughts, feelings, intentions, and next actions towards Jean, and what we need to know about the connection. Now, for me, this mystic card, this is going to represent clarity, right? It's going to represent clarity because we got the darkness on the left and we got light on the right, right? However, we do find it in reverse. This is where I feel like not exactly sure, right? So the opposite of clarity, clouded. Clouded space, clouded judgment, uncertain, unsure. This deals with the past, so I feel like this is how things have been. Maybe they've been unsure, how to approach you, how to approach things with you, as well as maybe what they've been going through. Uncertain, like how things are going to turn out, or not really having like specifics for you at this time. In the present, we have White Lady, Mother of Pearl. This is a card of manifestation, representing esoteric principle of as above, so below, right? Also representing stability as well as cycles over here. With it being in the reverse, I feel like things aren't manifesting how we want at this time, right? The things we want aren't necessarily playing out how we're hoping. This could be difficulty, trouble, a lack of stability, or not falling into the patterns that we're seeking to enter into. So this could be delays, right? It could be delays and could just be difficulties at this time. However, in the future position, we see asylum in reverse. Asylum representing, right, being alone, right? Kind of outcast, not finding growth, instead finding challenges to our stability, our foundation. This would be like continued difficulties to the point of being all alone. So this is where I feel like with asylum in reverse, right, the opposite of that, we actually are finding stability within actions that we take moving forward. So I do see it coming together type of energy and not having to be alone or do it alone. This in relation with clarity, right? I'm really feeling like answers are coming. Answers are coming, understanding's coming, and things are going to start opening up in a positive and a beautiful way. That manifestation is just taking its time. And in the present moment, I don't see it there. However, I do see time togetherness on the horizon. All right. So I do see them coming back in, as well as, yeah, not being alone forever on their journey, or when it comes to coming towards you. Yeah, and I feel like that has to do with the manifestation, right? Getting the outcome, the results, the judgments that we're seeking. Definitely could be issues, could be challenges whenever it comes to how things are moving along. Not winning in the way that we were hoping for, or that we're moving towards. But with the asylum in reverse, I don't feel like you're going to be on the outskirts for too long, or at least this individual is not going to be alone forever. And I do see them finally having that separation in a way that they're able to come together in a meaningful way. We're going to take a read on the tarot for your clarification here. Definitely a frustrating energy being on the other side of this situation. So tarot messages, guidance for Jean. Take it. Oh yeah, definitely financial coming out. This King of Pentacles trying to have what's mine, right? Trying to keep what's theirs. For sure. Trying to keep the house, maybe. Sideways. Sideways. This could be alright. That could well be alright. Okay, so casting down burdens. This Ten of Wands sitting in reverse. Page of Cups. Oh, okay, okay. Not so bad, but you know. Right, right. I think that's a great outlook, Gene. I really do. So we got Knight of Wands sitting here in the past, right? Um, I feel like this is doing what has to be done. However, it being like a night energy, it's not. It's doing it to the best that one knows. Um, and going after it, right? This is a quick energy, right? It can also be like a passionate kind of an energy. So it could be really like, fighting for what's necessary for, to meet the challenge, right? To rise to the occasion. Um, but there's a sense of like doing it all alone or like doing it, as best as one can. This is where I feel like maybe it's an uphill battle, right? That the challenges that they're facing are, I don't know, maybe over their head. This is where I feel like maybe they don't know all of the laws, or it's just like a lot to navigate, and they're trying to jump through the hoops and the hurdles and get through this challenging process. But it linked with uncertainty here. It's like I feel like they don't know everything whenever it comes to like what the right move is, but they're, just making moves. I don't want to say blindly, but they're doing the best they can, but with limited information. But I feel like it's like, there's this time element where I feel like they're having to rush to like get things done, keep things together. They probably got like a lot going on work wise, or, and then trying to deal with this situation that they're going on with. And so, yeah, and maybe that's like a rush to like kind of put out the fire, if you will, like firefighter kind of a stage. A lot of uncertainty there as well. Again, like making rash decisions because it seems like the best thing in the moment is really what I'm getting with that energy. King of Pentacles over here in the present, but with White Lady, Mother of Pearl in reverse, I do feel like they're really trying to hold on to what they have. Again, like maybe keep a house or maintain finances, right? Keeping their, with their hand on finance, on money, right? Looking out, right? Looking out for their future, right? Looking out for their future, their stability, that kind of a thing. And, with wand in hand, really trying to manifest there. But I feel like esoterically, through the oracle here, um, that's not working out, or it's not manifesting like they're hoping. So, maybe losing the battle a little bit, if we're being honest, if there's anything that I'm getting, like that's their intention, but I feel like they are taking losses or having, setbacks or challenges that are like, things are looking tough. Things are looking tough over here. Um, that's what this 10 of Wands energy in reverse is all about, is throwing down burdens, getting through this process, um, not wanting to go through this anymore, wanting to really release this, right? Get through this cycle. 10, of course, being completion energy. So I feel like there's an ending here for sure to come out of a difficult or what has become a burdensome, difficult situation. That's the goal. Sitting up above, that's the goal. That's the reason. You know, ultimately with this Ten of Pentacles sitting sideways, I feel like it's not everything. This is why Page of Cups is here, right? I feel like the offer is going to, they're not going to have as much to offer whenever it comes to an offer your way, but you know, a cup is, at least I feel like it's honest. I feel like it's honest. I do feel like they're going to be set back when it comes down to it. I feel like they're going to take some hits or some losses whenever it comes to the outcome ultimately eventually. However, I feel like they will be freed in a way that they will be able to come back. Um, I just feel like it's not going to be 10 of Pentacles. They're not going to, I mean, I'm sensing at this point in time that they're not going to be completely so then this is maybe like they feel like they're not going to be fulfilling to you or be able to offer you as much as maybe like you're used to or what their idea of um like excellence is in your opinion. I don't feel like they're showing up as 10 of cup or as 10 of blah as 10 of pentacles, but they're showing up as page of cups over here. You know, I mean, half of 10 is 5, so I feel like they're showing up as 5 of pentacles, potentially like financial difficulties, um let's hope not alimony or something, but I just feel like they're going to be licking their wounds whenever it comes down to it. I feel like this is going to this is getting rough, but I think they just want to get out of this situation, get through this situation, um, not lose any more than they have to. I feel like they're fighting for it and trying to do what they think is best, what they think is the right thing. But they don't really know, but they're trying, and I feel like they're having trouble with manifesting the outcome or the result that that they ideally want. So I feel like they're coming out of this. You know, they say unscathed. I feel like they're coming out scathed, right? They're gonna come out, wounded, financially, potentially even emotionally. But I feel like they're going to be releasing the burden of the situation, coming out of that cycle, out of that 10 cycle. Um, but I do feel like they're going to be cut down. However, they'll be freed and at least have this off of their back. And so when they come around, it might seem like, a cheap offer, but I feel like it's going to be more of an honest offer. With the Page of Cups, though, maybe they are a little closed off, though, right? And so that's what makes it more of a page energy, where it's not like I feel like there's still like some pain whenever it comes to what they've been through, what they've gone through in the emotional space. And that's where, they're going to give you what they have to offer. So this is where I feel like it's honest. I feel like they're going to give you what they have to offer, but I just don't feel like it's going to be everything that they had whenever maybe y'all met, right? It's going to be less. It's going to be less than because they've lost in that way. And so maybe that's what's leading them out of like that, like grounded fulfillment of like, they might be, really upset about that, right? Um, the boat is shaken, it's rocked per se. And so this is where why they're fighting so hard to kind of maintain that. But I feel like they're just going through it, and on a level, they just got to get over the burden of the situation in order to offer you something and come out of this like, asylum is is like outcast, right? And to come out of this like outcast energy where like they're kind of separated from the world and just having to be away from everything, everyone, and from being able to engage in a new cycle. Because we do have a 1 here with that cup, so I do feel like that is representing a singular, a new cycle type of energy, and so that's a new focus, new flow, new patterning, a coming together through asylum. However, I just feel like it's half as much, which makes sense, right? You got the splitting of two is half, right? Well, then then he's a millionaire in your eyes. You know what I mean? And I do hope that he understands that outcome energy. High Priestess rocking with the general. We had two general cards sitting out here, so uh, general reading is definitely applicable, right? General reading is a go for this situation. So general message, absolutely, let it apply here. And I love that, right? Apply the general message over here, right? Trouble with a new cycle, right? Getting something fresh going. Um, what was it? Like feeling like not surviving, not making it, you know. Um, but then we have that fun, happiness, joy, right? 1111 energy. Here's that 11. Here's that 11 on the future outcome card. Doing what's right, right? Finding growth in the matter, right? Following the North Node, or following that purpose and higher self, which I feel like is leading them over to this, which is at least freedom from this Ten of Wands burden energy, right? And that Ten of Wands came up as well, but this is thankfully in the reverse. So I do feel like that's what this situation's about, is dropping the burden of a burdensome situation. So that's what I'm seeing for you, right, Gene? Uh, Wonderful read. I do see light at the end of the tunnel. Eh? Eh? And that, you know what? That's what I see here. That's what I see here is the love, fun, and the willingness to grow. So I see something worth having. Maybe they're just taking the losses. It's hard not to feel some type of way, right? At the end of the day. Um, but I do feel like I do see them coming back around whenever this is all when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, and then them uh, offering what they have when it comes to you know uh, what remains of the positive emotions. I do feel like they've been through a lot, so there's pain there, right? Kind of sucks, right? But I see them being able to connect with you, open up into that fun space, and realize what's really important, and that's where I feel like the growth starts to happen. What's going on, Divine? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. And that's what I have for you, love. That is what I have. So good reading overall. Good reading. Good vibes. Good vibes. Hopefully this situation is going to be concluded soon for you, and you'll be on to a happy chapter showing growth and love. Absolutely, Divine. We have got you after Alexis Chantel. Alexis, we've got you up. Why did S randomly call me today? Let's see what's going on with S. How you doing, Divine? Yeah. Well, I mean, I would just look out and see if there's see if there's any signs that you know it's not the right situation for you. If spirit doesn't want you to connect, but if you got the signs in the first place, I like to think spirit's not jerking your chain, right? But is actually involved in. Ultimately, I think you're going to be really good for. And I just seen 4444. You're going to have a you're going to be a real stability, right? With for them whenever it comes to them coming out of this situation, somebody they could really like lean on and heal with. Not only heal with, but experience growth too, and see the brighter side of life again. So I think it's going to be like, if they took a fall, if they've taken a hit, I feel like they're going to land, let's say, in your arms. if you if you will, in a sense. You know, I feel like you're gonna catch them in that way, and they're gonna be like, "Whew," you know. At least, not at least, but at most, it's beautiful. Like that there's you, you know, and that y'all can have a really really wonderful connection um, as they get through this. Right? Love that for you. So, kicking it over, why did S randomly call Alexis today? Gonna see, gonna see. It's an ex-friend. Well, I thought the friendship was over, but she called me, acting like nothing happened. But I can't act like nothing happened. We would have to talk, but the call got disconnected. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna use different cards then. I was thinking, usually it's a love connection, so I was going with the romance. But I'm glad you clarified because I think we'll get better messages. Although we could go with the heart space, you know, with the romance, but I feel like romance makes it romantic. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic if it's not. Although, you know, I do connect with the heart space. Oh, okay. So you're kind of back and forth, 50-50 with this connection. Look at this ex-friend S. What's up, Holly Ma? Haley Ma? I hope I'm getting it right. Welcome in, welcome in. Great to have you. Definitely get your question in so we can get your question read live on the channel. If this is your first time, definitely, well, you said it was your first time. Great to have you. Great to have you. Hope you're digging the vibes. Definitely check out the tarot music. Raise that vibration. Links down in the description. You already know. You already know. It's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful day. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well and you are shining bright. Shining bright. Beautiful. Looking at S. I don't know. You know, with this clarity sitting in reverse over here, maybe they didn't know. I feel like they missed your energy. Oh, they did miss your energy. We got that 6 and 9. It's reflectionary energy. I feel like they were reflecting, right? Reflecting on positive vibes, the friendship that y'all had. It was right the first time. Halima. Halima. Let me know if that's right. Halima. But here we are. It's reflection energy. I feel like they weren't really sure about reaching out to you, right? With this clarity in reverse. However, the intention and what's ultimately at the base of the reading, right, the foundation space, is this love message. A message of love is what it was. A message of love, that I care about you, that I was thinking of our connection, looking back, reflectionary, like, I miss you. I miss you, girl. Let's see this outcome energy or future energy. Well, sitting in reverse. You know, this might be more surface energy, just kind of like, you know, to chat. I don't know. Gossip could also fit in this column. I don't think it's really like to squash the beef or like to go that deep, right? At least not yet. But kind of hoping that we can kind of pick up where we left off. Almost like, I don't know, act like things never happened. You know, act like that wasn't that unpleasantness is you know, behind us, that enough time has passed, and just to like kind of pick up on that energy of what's been missing whenever it comes to y'all's connection, y'all's friendship. Ultimately though, it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of love. Spirit definitely wants to get that out there. You know, with sun in reverse, you know, a part of you really helped them to come alive, right? Representing the soul, the spirit. And so y'all's friendship, your connection is helps them to shine in a beautiful way. Definitely. Yeah, definitely go ahead and ask your question, Halima, and you can get added to the list for sure. You are more than welcome. You're going to take place after Divine. So we've got Divine next, and then we've got Halima. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much, Jean. You're holding it down. I'm going to have to make you moderator. But, you know, whenever I make people moderator, then they feel like they can't ask questions. So you could be honorary moderator. We just put a star next to your name or something. You get a gold star. You got the gold stars already. Give yourself a gold star, Gina XO. You're awesome. Love your energy. Growth sitting here in reverse. So I do see challenges. And that's why we see this growth in reverse. This is a future space for me, and I feel like their intention, place they're coming from, is more like to see the bigger picture as far as like y'all's friendship, certain realizations that their life isn't as good without you in it, right? That they really did enjoy your connection. They really are trying to spread some love or just connect with you in a way that's positive and can kind of like bring back that energy. As well as, thank you for your question, Halima. We got you. We have you in. But I'm seeing this growth sitting in reverse, and I do feel like that's your energy. That's the reason why I think this connection can't grow. Is ironically, right? This 5-5 reflectionary energy, because we're not addressing the bigger issues. That's why this well is sitting in reverse, not unable to take things deeper. And without taking things deeper, right, then we're unable to draw the stability back into the love of the connection and have something to stand on, right? To address your foundation, deeper feelings. And this is where I feel like, hey, shout out Leo gang, shout out to the Leo vibe. You already know, rocking with the Leo vibes over here. This is a Leo channel at the end of the day. I got my Leo messages coming out on the way over here for our zodiac signs. We're going to get Leo and Aries coming out in the first round, but by the end of the week, I look to have everybody, all the signs caught up on fresh zodiac messages for my generals. So those are going to be coming out like separate videos. So just be on the lookout, right? You can read for you and your person, right? Sun, moon, and Venus, as they say. Sun, moon, and rising, really. Sometimes Venus, depends what you're connecting with. If you're connecting with that love space, look at that Venus. Connecting with emotional space, look at that moon. Connecting with the self expression space, or just how your person is in general, right? Whatever your question, sun space. Rising is definitely personal. That's what you got going on all day. But over here, we have growth sitting in reverse, and so I do see hangups whenever it comes to being able to set a new foundation and bring that authenticity, right? With that deep feelings, and have that understanding set between y'all, and have things come up with a greater meaning, right? So I feel like you're kind of saying like, but what's the point? What's the purpose? Maybe it feels like kind of like shallow, how they're not wanting to address certain things, or kind of act like that didn't happen when we all know that happened, that clearly happened. And so that's going to be the challenge in moving forward and growing in this connection in this way. Ultimately, though, it was to bring, it was old memories. It was old memories. I feel like this is why we're hesitant, we're uncertain, kind of on the fence themselves about coming forward. And this is going to be the next block. That's the next challenge in y'all reconnecting and really growing when it comes down to it. One more, we're going to see the tip of the spear. Oh, we're going to leave that. We're going to leave that. Being called to leave that one there. Okay, so this is my moving on, moving out, moving away from the past, from the bad, right? In order to start this new cycle and reconnect in a spiritual kind of way, a spiritual reconnection. Right, so she was a good friend, but she was aggressive at times and started feeling entitled to my time, like getting mad at me for not answering calls or texting right away, gossiping. Oh, I know. We definitely said that came out. We said this was a gossip energy. Getting mad at me for spending time with other friends, and it was turning me off. So she was kind of being a little bossy, a little controlling with your time, right? Kind of feeling entitled to your time, feeling expecting too much when it comes to this connection. Again, this is kind of like, ultimately she's hoping that this is kind of like, everything's under the rug, representing patterns here with 8 showing. It definitely represents like getting back in old cycles, old patterns. She wants things to kind of go back to the way they were without really addressing elephants in the room. That was her intention. That was her intention. It did come from a, from a loving place, from a positive place, really embracing, remembering how good of a, friend you were, how good y'all's connection relationship um, was, remembering the good times over here, right? However, she really does want to just kind of sweep things under the rug. Like, let's forget about it. Let's drop it. Like, girl, we've been through so much, blase, blase, and kind of like sitting in that energy. That's her perspective. That's her perspective. We'll see what spirit blocked from us. Ah, love. Interesting. So it came from a place of love, but true love and true care, I feel like would be connecting a little bit deeper and addressing the elephant in the room. This is where I feel like, you know, they gotta go deep. They gotta say, I'm sorry. There has to be like a sorry here or an acknowledgement, a respect, and a greater love for you as a person instead of a love for your connection or what they get from the connection, right? So, in a sense, I understand totally where you're coming from. I mean, I do. In a sense, they are, it's kind of like that ego thing, right? Ultimately they want to feel better, or they're in a place where they're missing that, that connection that they had with you, that friendship to, make their life more interesting, make them feel better, that kind of a thing. And they really love the connection that y'all shared and y'all's kind of energy or flow, that balance. However, I don't feel like they've completely or entirely considered, the ramifications or like the consequences of their actions. Um, that's just the challenge here. That's just a challenge here. Like, if you truly cared, you truly loved me, then, you would care more and go deeper and be like, you would be sorry. You would be sorry. And this isn't like I'm sorry energy. This is, let's just sweep it under the rug energy and embrace, the good times and, go back in that flow. So, she's in the place where time's past, sweep it under the rug. It's not a big deal type of energy. And I think you're way more in a place of like, do you even care about me, like on more than a surface level, or just whenever I make you feel good? Or yeah, we can have like good exchanges and stuff like that, but I need you to show up with, that heart space, love space. I need to be, cherished by, my friends in a way that they care about me and how I'm feeling. And that's where I feel like we're missing the mark. So we're splitting hairs, but I feel like it's important to recognize the differences between those two. Yeah, I realized my mistake was being passive aggressive, and it was because I didn't feel emotionally safe, because she could fly off the handle at times. Yeah, and I see like clearly there's like a strong or kind of overbearing energy here where she just kind of like wants what she wants in a way, and she is kind of like trampling on your feelings a little bit here by not going deeper and not addressing like why you were being passive aggressive, or why y'all kind of had like a falling out, or why things kind of like split whenever y'all had a good friendship, or whenever y'all were, able to have these kind of energies or balances. I feel like she doesn't want to like say I'm sorry. Let's start there. But yeah, like recognize or accept that, she was in the wrong, or she could have cared more when it came down to it. And I'm not seeing that energy show up. That's why this energy is off to the side over here. This this is like the lover's card. This is love. This is real. This is true love, real love, love for you as a being, as opposed to, a love message, a message of love. So this is like an intention, but it's like a lower vibration. It's like, I love our energy. I care about you. Da da da. But this is like, I see you. I understand you. My heart is connected to your heart in a way that like, that's like deep level care and emotion. That true love, as opposed to just, liking, or we could say love the friendship and the connection, but that's different than you as a person, Alexis, right? Um. Yeah. No worries, Gene. You're all good. Yeah. Halimaw's after Divine. Yeah, Divine. You're good to post the question. You're right to not have me because sometimes it's more difficult to like search to search for your question as opposed to like you reposting your question whenever I'm done with the read. I in a perfect world you would claim your spot. At least say like, hey, can I get a read? Is good enough to claim the spot. You made that intention. You put it out there. If you just say hi, then I can't know that you want to get a question read. Some people just want to hang out and just want to vibe, want to read, pick up messages through other people's readings. Some people like to post their questions straight off. That's cool too. We always do that. Um, but what's easiest on me, yeah, whenever I'm done with the reading, and then the next person in line, just posts their question, and we know that they're going to get that question, then that's easiest, right? Because then I don't have to look for it, and so that keeps the flow going. So y'all are all right. But yeah, as far as the queue, I do believe it's Divine and then Halima, and then we could get Becca. Well, Becca, if you want to hit the line, you could hit the line. We do have two in front of you, so it's up to you, love. Great to see you, by the way. I still love your emojis. Where'd that heart emoji come from? That is a fun little cartoon heart. You're always throwing out the best emojis over here, Becca. Uh, shout out, and thank you for saying hello on the least. You know you're welcome to post. Like I said, I always just keep it real with y'all. If I'm if I'm out of time or I'm hungry or whatever I got to do, then I'm whatever I got to do. I'm an emoji person myself. I'm an emoji guy. So, they say, oh, I don't know. You hear the craziest things in the world, like guys shouldn't use emojis, or I don't know. Emojis are like, I think emojis are fun. Whatever. I'm not, if I like an emoji, I'm gonna use an emoji. So that's kind of that. That's just that, as far as I feel. Let's tap into this heart space. They are. That's how I feel, Becca. I don't know why people wouldn't want to use emojis. That's what they're there for. Ooh, we got that. Wow. And it fell on both. I mean, we did get the this is the mountain, right? This obstacle, this is blocked off energy. It hit, right? It touched, it hit the this love energy cast off to the side, which is definitely blocked off. But we also got this mountain energy hitting this well and hitting this growth space. I feel like things are kind of stuck in a way, like they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Right, Halima? They are fun. They are fun. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all already know. I just love to say it though. Some people are like, "Oh, why you use emojis so much?" Because they're fun. Because they're fun and they're cute in their way, and they just like add something different. Granted, I know I can overuse them. They can be overused, but that's just perspective. I think they're cool. They're cool to me. They're cool to me. They don't bother me one bit. I like it. I love it whenever people use emojis. That's just how I feel. They're artistic. They're art. They're art in your words in your sentence, and they get across. See I mean that's part of like tarot, right? There's no words on the tarot. These are emojis. These are like ancient emojis, right? In their way, because symbols speak to the subconscious mind. They cross all barriers. You could have somebody who doesn't speak the language, but they understand what a heart means, and so that's the power of emoji right there. Maybe I'm saying too much, or it's complicated and I'm getting my words all twisted, right? All that Babylon. But then whenever it comes to emojis, the intention is clear. Oh, well, I know what a heart means. You know what I mean? I know what a happy whale means, right? And I'm trying to tell you. They've got Egyptian hieroglyphs with people using computers. So, I mean, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but it's deep. It's deep. The hieroglyphics are emojis. So Egyptians set it off. Just writing that, they were writing in emojis. Pictures. Pictures. Right? And we know the Egyptians were onto something. So anyway, Okay, heart space. This was kind of all about her. I do see her being blocked off. I do see her not changing. So with that 8 cycle being in the same patterns, she kind of hasn't changed. She hasn't changed. That's just what I'm getting. And she is blocked off towards, going deeper whenever it comes to repairing this connection. The emoji horror. Hey, I mean, it is what it is, Gene. It just is what it is. I'm all about it. If there's there's much worse. Y'all could be worse. There could be worse in the world. You know what I mean? If that's the case, power to you, right? Me too. Whenever it comes down to it, give me a break. Give me a break. These little emojis, ain't nothing wrong with them. But we have clarity, and so what is this clarity? The clarity really was that they know that they still wanted to approach you or come back to this connection, and that's what they were really focusing on. That's their main, that's as deep as they kind of took it, right? Is them like having this realization that they did want a fresh start or a new beginning, and that's really what their direction is. They want a fresh start. That's what they want. I feel like they're not trying to address the elephant in the room, not trying to say they're sorry, right? With that 5 showing, definitely blocked off an apology, and blocked off an aspect of their clarity because they understand self. They know what they want, right? They know what they want from this connection. But what they're blocked off to is the deep level caring and what it's really going to take to find growth within this friendship and this connection, bringing it back in order to have true love and to offer true love for you and actually care about you. They care about the connection, but when it comes to you, they really just hope that you would sweep it under the rug. Oh man, just when we're sitting, 50-50 in the heart of hearts. I always say this. I found, in studying and reading this card, this is the mask, right? This is the mask card. What this card really means is saving face. And they are saving face because that's what a mask does. A mask saves the face. And so they kind of have a mask on. They're kind of, acting like, that didn't happen, or like that didn't, that we can, that time has passed and that we don't have to address certain things. We didn't have that falling out. That things, that was just a bump in the road, and maybe you were doing different things and they were doing different things, and there's not a clear reason because maybe things were passive aggressive, or and so nothing's being addressed here. And ultimately, you see, I feel like this North Node energy, because there's an 11 sitting here between woman and mask, and that's where I feel like, one, that this is kind of what they've always done, and so this is an aspect of like who they are. But two, that you kind of help them to remove the mask, but it's through your connection. It's through your friendship. It's through, what you offer to allow them to kind of express themselves. And so you're kind of like a safe place, or your friendship is to reveal themselves in a way. That's interesting. Her sun sign is your North Node. See, the North Node is our compass, right? Is the point of our compass. It's where we're meant to go, right? That's our North Node is our 11. It's kind of like purpose, destiny. So there may be an aspect of you like, maybe not necessarily her, and it's all about her sign, but your ability and your purpose is to kind of raise the vibration or heal, not her, but to be in that sign. And so there's an aspect of maybe communicating with her that might be difficult, but it really allows you to shine as well, because that's where you're needed. And so just as much as you are like opening her up to, remove that mask and kind of like, be herself in a way. Also too, it's kind of like a right use of your, abilities, I could see how you would feel drained, right? By being, in a sense, maybe like a battery, and that's draining. But on another level, like, a battery is fulfilled in its way when it's, powering something up, right? It is meant to, I don't want to say be used, right? I don't want to say be used, but to be appreciated, to be loved for its purpose. And we love batteries because they bring life, right? And without a battery, it is dead, right? That's where that sun in reverse is coming in, where it's not turned on in the way, in a right way sense. And so maybe there's something in y'all's friendship that there is like a connection that allows you to kind of ascend to higher places, because even this maybe has, going through that, right, taught you something. Even if it was like, not the greatest lesson to learn, but it taught you something that was valuable, and it helped impact your view of the world. Um, even in that takeaway, even what you've taken away up to this point. And so maybe this was a difficult lesson, and maybe this is going to help call you into um, you know standing up or being maybe a little more direct when it comes down to it, and getting this out of her, and kind of getting at her true self a bit. um that might be a challenge, because Pisces has is a visionary, right? And so Pisces is often the mystic, is going through the dream state. And so when the dream is shattered, then Pisces is a fish out of water, and realizes when they're out of water that they get very uncomfortable and they got to go, and they swim away. Um, so in this way, when your feelings felt like things weren't you weren't being loved, cared for, cherished in that way, kind of getting steamrolled, or even controlled in that way, then it shattered the picture, right? The dream of what you really saw for yourself in this connection. Definitely challenging. Definitely a challenging type of energy. I feel like they do want to work on the connection ultimately, as well as like return cycles over here. So get back to, yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this is the place. Like this is a learning ground, a proving ground, if you will, for you to embody that energy. And then I feel like in that way you're able to learn something from occupying that space and from doing that, and then they're able to learn something from you and what you have to teach, and from your wisdom. Maybe they weren't seeing it that way, and maybe they're just trying to save their ego, and maybe that can they can learn to humble themselves if this is what they really want, and to reconnect. And maybe you can get it across in that way, that's you know that you do cherish, like y'all's exchange, or y'all have had good friendship and that kind of a thing. Right. And so, and this is that North Node connection, right? Because maybe that's too heavy or too deep. But this right here is something you can work on or work with in a way that's able to unravel that, or to kind of work through that in a mirror way. And by working on this, you are working on that, right? And so, but this is like just, lighter or not as serious. And so, it's like a microcosm of that, of that macrocosm, when it comes to maybe like the micro trauma to the macro trauma, right? And it's like, well, that's like really heavy, but like this is like building those muscles, right? Is like working that to, well, you that might be so much and like so heavy, and then this is like you can see this clearly. You can see this clearly because it's like a a ripple, or it's like I know what that is. Okay, well, you can work with that. And then all of a sudden, by working with that, you're building those muscles, and then you're also working with this in a way. And so this is why I say it's probably mutually beneficial in some ways. And even the negative, um, positive can be taken from it. And so there is growth there. Not all growth is not always just like sunshine and rainbows, but can be the storms and the rain clouds and the clearings, right? That the unraveling and the untangling, which is not a fun process, um but that can lead to an opening, which is fantastic. Yes, 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 that's what I'm talking about over here. Heart space, death, right, in reverse. It's not over. This isn't over. I feel like there's a sense of they don't want to let go of you, of this connection ultimately. And I feel like that's another aspect or perspective here. I feel like that's going to be the crux or the balance here of like them not letting go of not wanting to let go of this connection, and that's kind of like the price to pay is this three energy over here is to become unblocked and to kind of open up to what it is that you have to say, what it is you have to say, and then learning and growing through that in order to heal this connection, come back to a better place, and fall back in pattern and rhythm with your friendship. Heart of hearts, communication. um I feel like they're trying to save face on what it is that they really need to communicate. I feel like what it is that they know to communicate. If this was in reverse, I feel like they wouldn't know how to say it. I feel like they know how to say it, but I feel like they're being stubborn, or they're trying. There's some aspect of pride or ego, and they're choosing to go with what's easier. And so that might just be what it is right here, is that they've chosen something that's easier. They feel like it's easier for them to not make a big deal out of it, or one, for their ego's sake, but also two, like, and expressing that maybe you don't want the connection to end, that you cherish and value certain things that y'all had, or the good times. Then you can call her back into sense of understanding and caring, and kind of coming up off of some type of ego thing. I mean, that's whenever, like, I don't know, how she is, and so that's one thing, but there's also a space for you, and so you're communicating that as well. That ultimately you do care, um, but you hold your ground and your principle on how you want to be treated, and how you want your things in your life to be. And so I feel like that's most important. um, yeah, the communication, sitting here talking about not having this connection in her life anymore, ultimately. But again, she's almost trying to act like that's not the case, and uh, kind of make her feel, I don't know, not responsible, if you will, with that mask card sitting there. So that's what I have. That's what I have for this connection, for this read. We can get an oracle card, something for you to connect with. Our mystic oracle. As above, so below. This is a card of manifestation. Choosing a challenge, or something to overcome over here. However, I feel like you're going to get back what you put out. And so, you lead with love, and all she's got to work with is the love that you ultimately put out. But I also feel like, you put those boundaries, then you make your presence known, and you kind of set the tone, or set your walls, your boundaries in that way. And then they have to respect it because you've made it clear. And so this is standing up for yourself, um, but doing it through not, it's not this like blowing up, but I feel like the focus could really be through an intent of love, ultimately, love for yourself, right, which is teaching her how to love you, right, communicating your needs, and also expressing a love for her that she can grab onto and really connect with, and then that can uh, help y'all come together and ultimately fix things. So as above, so below. A card of manifestation over here. As we see it, so it is. And so this is working on our perspective, higher mind self, seeing the greater good in all scenarios to find greater purpose, alignment, and manifesting greater good. That is what I have for you. Thank you. Thank you, Alexis. Absolutely. Absolutely. We went in. We went in. And that's just what we do. Hope, definitely come back, get another question read. And we love having you here. You got an awesome energy. I'm sure things are going to work out. And, with this greater, understanding, with this insight, then, you can really take things to the next level or, uh, reperspectivize the situation and where they're coming from and, where you're really coming from too. So I just love that for you. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you for coming and asking that and letting us read for you. So, Divine, I got you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what we got for you. How do my three bosses view me at my current job? Like, what do they think about my work ethic? All right, we'll check it out. Excellent. Sounds good, Alexis. And we will navigate that as the situation develops. I'm excited to hear back about it. So come back. Come back and let us know how it goes. We're all wondering. We're all curious how things are going to work out. All right. I got you, Divine. We're going to see how do your three bosses view you at your current job. You know what? I'm probably going to close the line off at this point. So anybody after whoever's already been said, whoever, we're going to close the line from here. So we've got all the rest, but any new people, the line is closed. The line is closed. So three bosses. Now you want them separately? Because I'm kind of seeing three different piles for three different people. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or do you want like a general, like how I'm being viewed at my, how I'm being viewed at this time? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. How is Divine being viewed by our three bosses at this time? Three different piles. Okay. I'll have to get one more shuffle in. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I'm seeing it in my mind's eye from how you asked the question. So we're gonna keep it simple. We're trying to try to keep them to like 3 and 3 and 3 for that 3. Okay, so someone views you as maybe inconsistent over here. However, I feel like they feel like you're good though, or that you have room for growth. You have potential. Now the energies might be switched around, but in my mind it's gonna be Mr. Brown, Julie, and Mrs. K. But you might pick up and see and feel differently, and that does happen sometimes. Okay. So very, very different results over here, I think. So we do have main male, man coming out over here. So maybe this is Mr. Brown. We'll just have to dig in a little bit. So for pile one, We have key. This is whip. This is this is female. Because these cards are getting old, y'all. I gotta buy some new cards for this deck. This deck is the main one that is like woof. But I love using it. You can see how much I've used this deck for years and years. Um, so with key, solution, opportunity, I feel like you have the key is always yours. Whenever the key comes out, it's your solution, it's your opportunity. Feel like you can do it. This is a you can do it energy. It's even related back with females, so this could still be Mr. Brown. He's saying that you are the one who has the key. Your future is in your hands. You can go as far as you want to go. Someone feels like Pile One feels like you are inconsistent. However, um, we can see what is it that's so inconsistent. Maybe sometimes you're on the ball, sometimes you're not on the ball. Uh, we relate this with interesting. This 11-11 energy is showing for this position. Um, Distant. So maybe there's like you're distant, or they might have a hard time like communicating with you. Like you might seem aloof or unfocused at times. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. And so maybe they're just looking for you to be more focused whenever it comes down to a certain amount of consistency. Or this could deal with communication, and like sometimes y'all are on the same page and sometimes you're not on the same page. And it's like does she get it? Like, she could do it. She's got potential. If she puts in that work, then she can have these results and she could really build something. Yeah, and so maybe it's like this could be like a social aspect, right? Where like maybe you're getting done but you need to get done, but you kind of seem distant, or like you're not connecting. So perhaps this individual is just looking for like more of a social connection, where like you're kind of on the same wavelength whenever whenever you have your interactions, and that they feel like you understand where they're coming from and y'all can relate. And so this might be like a relatability, and they just don't understand you in a sense. And so that's what's causing some kind of distance. However, ultimately, I do feel like this person believes in you, believes that you're capable, and believes that you can achieve whatever you want to. You can grow in the space just by putting in that work, by applying yourself, and that you can really build something over here, which I do love for you. Mastering the patterns, mastering the cycles. So there's certain aspects of like maybe knowledge, getting it down, being more stable or more reliable, and someone that they can really count on, and they're sure that really knows what they need to do in order to get things done. Um, and they feel like they really have a good communication with you when it comes down to that. Second pile, um, maybe this is the masculine, talking about like your inner masculine, feeling like maybe you're not taking the action or the direction that could take you farther, right? That could really, so they feel like maybe you're kind of stagnated in your growth over here. Um, Maybe you're like kind of keep doing the same thing. They're not seeing you take lead or take um, action whenever it comes to being in that masculine. It's that take charge, it's initiative, right? Maybe you do what you're told, but you're not overachieving in that way. And they're looking for someone who doesn't need to be told, but is looking for someone who just kind of has that like, oh, and I did this and I did this and I got this done because I saw it need to be done. And so that's initiative, right? I feel like this is a lack of initiative kind of a read right over here, where I feel like they would see you as growing and really developing along your journey, um, in this space, right, in this workspace, um, to a degree that they would that they really see for you. And so this is somebody that again like sees a greater potential in you, but wants to see you take more charge, take more direction, or take more initiative to like I don't know, just not leave things until they're said, but kind of like uh to do the extra, if you will, or to again kind of just have that consciousness about you of like knowing what's up, being on the ball, being on top of things, knocking things out as you see them, and so just displaying that initiative. So maybe they might feel like you're kind of going to continue to be in this energy. I feel like maybe their expectations are a little bit lower here. Um, where they feel like, well, that's kind of how you are. You know, I'm getting a sense of like good, not great, is what it is what's kind of reflecting here. Like, she does what she needs to do, but she doesn't, you know, she's not a go getter, right? She's not really taking charge. She's not really going after it per se. She's getting it done. And so, yeah, I mean, again, I mean, I feel like it's a their anticipation is that you're not really going the distance or like going above and beyond whenever it comes to uh, initiative. Initiative. I feel like they kind of feel like you haven't progressed much, or you haven't really like they haven't seen much change. So I feel like they feel like you've just been doing, but um, not outside of that. That's just kind of what I'm getting over here. We could see, what is it you're not taking initiative on? Here we have something like clarity. Um, so again, this is like dealing with sight, like from what you see, maybe recognizing, things before they become a problem, or, making ultimately making their life easier, right? That's that initiative piece where, I don't want to say like doing their job for them, but in a way doing their job for them so that way that can free them to, uh, you know, higher mind thinking, and they can take things to the next level on their end. But if they have to manage and look after your end and make sure that everything's going with you, and they can't, they don't have that reliability, or they feel like, well, I got to make sure that this gets done, I got to make sure that that gets done, that she's doing this, then that's bringing them out of them taking things to their next level, um, where they feel like, who knows, they're impressing their boss, kind of a thing, right? And so it's levels to it, and I feel like they went to see you have more clarity on maybe your role or on what needs to be done, the objectives, uh, that kind of a thing. That's kind of what I'm picking up with this energy over here. I don't think they have like great expectations, but I don't feel like they hate you or that you're not doing a good job, right? That's where I would feel like it would be in reverse and feel like you're not doing a good job. I don't think that's the case. I just feel like they're not seeing the growth and that you've kind of like stayed the same. I feel like that's this individual's impression. Here over here on the last one, this may be the most difficult one, honestly. This person's not really sure what you're doing. Maybe you just haven't communicated that, or like you don't see as much of them, or I don't know, like y'all are always doing different things. I feel like you're out of flow with this person. Honestly, they feel like you're a risk. Maybe they feel like you're not doing as good of a job, or like the way how you do things, like they wouldn't necessarily choose to do. Right. So they're not really sure about you. They might feel like there's a risk here, or like, they're just leaving it up to chance as far as like trusting that, you're doing what you do. Honestly, they might as well be just rolling dice as far as their opinion of, you know, what they think. Like they really don't know. With this confusion, I really feel like they really don't know. Um, they're not even sure what rolling the dice would even mean whenever it came to you, right? Uh, I also feel like maybe they're questioning your commitment here. And so they're not sure maybe if you'd like want to stick around, or, where your mind's at in regards to growth or that kind of a thing. I feel like they're just, yeah, maybe they feel like you're, because you have so little interaction, you could feel like, or they could feel like you're not committed in that way. Huh. Give us a little more. Why is Snake here? Is the job stable? Stability. Nope. one more. What a random pull for stability. So what's off the table is fish. I don't feel like you're getting replaced. All right, I don't feel like that's the energy. Let's just say that. I don't feel like they're looking to replace you or anything like this. Um, but I feel like they do want uh, more commitment from you, or I don't know, more love. Uh, and maybe this is something where you're feeling like hesitant, like you're like kind of like, I do enough, right? So this is that push pull where I feel like you're trying to kind of like do what you do, and I feel like the eye is on you on more heart in the work, more um, commitment you putting forth, more intention, making the decision to really invest and invest in this growth path here to be more consistent, take more initiative, to find more growth, to have better communication, and politics can be so much whenever it comes to dealing with people that if they just had a better impression of you, they would think better of you. And it can even have even less to do with the work. Although on a level the work matters, but your interactions with people far outweigh the work whenever it comes down to it. If we don't have a good relationship, I'm looking for you to mess up, or I'm looking at you like you're not going to do well or whatever. It depends. It depends on how much you're doing or whatever. That just comes to the job. But another aspect, and maybe it's politics. I feel like there's a lot of politics that are going on here. It's definitely a matter of you playing the game. I'm getting a sense. I feel like you are getting sucked into that, and that's really the way to kind of grow. Maybe not necessarily on a drama end, but on your relationships with them end for sure. Definitely. So how you're connecting with with these people, with your people, is how you're going to see more growth and them start to care more about your position. Grooming you for the next level, if you will. And it is in a sense like grooming, like a horse or whatever. Like I mean, like for getting you show ready, right? Getting you on that next level when it comes down to it. Yes, definitely. I'm seeing that in every single one of these is that you should be showing up more, displaying more care, more intention, more initiative, wanting to looking out for ultimately the company, looking out for progress, and ultimately trying to you want to not fill their position but make their life easier, ascertain their needs, right, their wants. What are their focuses? What is this person focused on all the time? Okay, how can I display to them that I'm looking out for that perspective, and so I'm getting those things done without them before they even have to ask, and then like having that communication like, oh hey, like I got this done, like I did this, I did that, whatever, knowing that like they're gonna be asking, knowing that they're gonna be asking. I do, yeah, I cut, yeah, no one after you, but you are the one, you are the one. So I believe we got Halima, and then we got Becca, and yeah, that's the end of the line right there. So if you have anybody else, you got to catch us on the next one. But yeah, this is what I'm seeing for you at this time, right? We're rounding it off, and yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. Divine, interact more, show more faith, show up, really show them yourself. I feel like they don't really like that distance is so much that they really don't know you as well as they should or could in order to be more confident in your abilities or really see what it is that you're doing in order to want to take you to the next level. They might be under the impression that you're just getting by or just doing kind of what you have to do, that you're not committed or invested whenever it comes to what they're trying to accomplish, which is build, have the maintain the company, make everything like work as far as the work goes, but it goes beyond the work, it goes into the politics. They want to look good for their, for their upper, for their superiors. They want to get to their next level. So they're trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do, but on their level, right? That's the levels to it, where, they're trying to impress people and they're trying to ascertain what their bosses need and trying to look good in that perspective and be like, oh, well, see, I got this done and see, I got that done. And I guarantee you they would love to, you know, have it where they have like really good communication and flow with the team. It's almost to the point where like, they know what I want, right? Without me having to say it. And it's like, no, I love Divine because every time Divine comes around, like, everything gets done. They know how I like it. They know that, these are my objectives. We're on the same page. And so then because their page is the same thing that your page is ultimately. Your page is, I'm getting done with my people are looking out for to look good for them. Okay, great. That's what their page is, which is different from your page. Your page is that for them, and then their page is that for their people and their bosses, right? And so that's why they're tuned into that. They've got different things. They're not trying to be doing managing you. They're not trying to be managing you, you know? Well, and so maybe that's where, they could see like that question of commitment over here, right? Like, I'm not sure she might be, a real risk. I'm not sure how if she's going to stay around, right? Um, and that's the difference. It's that 1%, Jim Rohn, you got to check out Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is a personal development master, right? Look up Jim Rohn and leadership. I should post it to the channel sometime, or like a link, or maybe I'll make a post. I'll make a post today and post the Jim Rohn, and then you can check out Jim Rohn. But Jimrohn. If you haven't heard of him, wonderful. You will feel like you've heard him somewhere, like you've heard him before. He is just a classic. He goes straight to that conscious mind, and you're like, dang, like wisdom, eternal wisdom, but all of it practical, so practical you will laugh. Um, I mean, he gets it. He gets the business thing. He teaches on business and personal development. I think he said like if you show up early, they'll pay you more. There's a difference if you show up early or you show up on time. You show up early and all of a sudden you're more than on the ball. You're overachiever. And that could be 5 minutes. But it's like, oh, so and so showed up. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just like a crumb of a crumb of the steak buffet that Jim Rohn lays out. He will take you to the next level. Early on in my life, I picked up on Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn just, for me, he is a wonderful teacher. He teaches on leadership, business, and life, and he is a fantastic teacher. Just another level, another level. Gene, thank you. Haley Ma, we have got you. So that's what I got for you. I wish you the best, Divine. Let us know how your situation develops. Thank you, love. Haley Ma, Haley Ma, Haley Ma. Let's see, where's your question? Dot, dot, dot. Want to know if there's anything coming up for me in the love department. Gonna show up. All right, so first we're going to pull Oracle. I'm thinking Oracle, Energy, and Angel message for you. I'm thinking just the one for the Oracle. Oh, self-created. So reflectionary energy, 11 has been a theme today. 11, telling you. But self-created, so you get out or you get back what you give out, what you give back, right? So putting out that love vibration is definitely bringing in love vibrations to you. And we always say this. I'm not interested in notifications for that. Okay. But this self-created energy, you are the lotus blossom. Yes. And sometimes when you open up, the world opens up over here at Halima. And so by opening up your heart, by opening up that heart chakra, that love space, then you allow the world to see who you truly are, right? And see you in that light as a loving being. And all of a sudden, don't be surprised whenever the world starts loving you more. starts loving you back, and all of a sudden you're in a different space, you're in a different treatment from the world. When we feel lack, then we enter into that lack vibration, and then that's what we start putting out, that's what we start getting back. We feel like unloved, or feeling like you need love or you want love, and all of a sudden you're in this need space, or you're in this wanting space, or you're in this not enough space, and then that's what you're getting because that's what you're putting out. It's the radio transmitter, it's the antenna of the crown chakra. It's your vibration. And in a similar way, the heart is a vibration. I always say love is the highest frequency. Whenever we tap into that love, that's that Christ consciousness, right? That's the highest level of vibration, is love for from everybody. We are all one, and and a love for self too, and holding oneself in that way. That's whenever we really open up, can really open up in a way that's unblocked, unchained, and we begin to self-create. Which I love this card for you. It really does show a blossoming or a blooming whenever it comes to your love space. So we're gonna take a look at these energies, at the energies in the situation. What is our energy over here in the heart space, love space? Joy, love that for you. Constraint, all right. Journey, it did come out reverse. So how I'm feeling from this is that you really do try. I don't get that you're necessarily in this like lack space, but there is a constraint here, and so there's a not enough that is also showing up. So this is more of that attunement thing, right? Things are mixed. Sometimes you're putting out that that joy space, and sometimes you can feel the down, right? It's the ups and the downs, and we're trying to stay up. We're trying to keep raising that vibration, raising that consciousness, that awareness, that faith that things are working out, that I'm connecting, that love is coming my way, that of course love is coming my way because I'm embodying love. I'm always giving love. I'm always showing love. And so then that's how people see you. And so whenever there's a constraint like, oh, I try so hard, I love so much, wait for it. It's coming. It's the but. It's the but. And then that brings you right back down. Brings you right back down every time. That constraint energy. It's the not enough. We're blessed. You got to stay in that vibration. You got to be larger than life. For we are not our circumstances. The circumstances are not the truth. The circumstances are the illusion. We are the journey. We are walking the path. And I love that for you. I love that for you. That journey is sitting in reverse, and so there's an aspect that even feels like you're not going to get it. You're not going to get back what you put out. And that's simply not the case. But whenever that constraint enters, then you limit yourself. You stop on the journey. It's often been related that if consciousness or high vibration, higher mind self is a mountain, many people will often climb that mountain to a point where they get comfortable, and they'll pitch a tent and they'll stay there. They're like, well, this is enough. They'll cap it off, right? They won't go all the way up the mountain. And the mountain is a hard climb, sure. It's the total, it's asking all of us, right? It's not asking some. But this joy here is unlimited. It's unlimited joy. It's unlimited possibility. We had another reading. I said there's unlimited people, right? There is unlimited opportunity out in this world. There's unlimited people. You haven't met everybody. You could not, under any circumstances, meet everybody. It's not possible. That's how much opportunity there is. There's so much opportunity that it's uncountable, it's unfathomable how many people that there are. Your opportunities are unlimited. And that's that abundance mindset. That's where that joy can overflow. That's where we could put out that vibration and begin to attract from the multitude, from the infinite, from source, by connecting with source. And ultimately we're just source connecting with itself on a greater level. But this constraint energy is taking us out of that vibration and pulling us back down into the mundane, back into reality, back into circumstances, back into, well, I don't have it now. Well, maybe that's not me because I don't have that. So obviously I don't. And so where is that putting that joy? But it's putting that joy back down into the ground. Whenever it's meant to be so high and so free and on such a powerful vibration that can nothing bring it down, because we tapped into the infinite possibility, infinite love. The world is full of love. I always say, connect with the animal, connect with nature, connect with the world again in a way that raises that vibration, something that cannot be refuted, that cannot be disputed. You know, a dog doesn't, and I love dogs. I absolutely love dogs. That's why I got a dog in the corner of this stream, and I refuse to take it down. And they say, "Oh, well, it doesn't look professional if you have a dog on the screen." I don't care. That what that dog represents for me is infinite love. I cannot possibly look at my dog and not see infinite love. That is a heart there that did not know anything less than that type of place. When you can be in that space, you will be attractive to everybody because you're in the space of love. You're in the space of love. And not saying that you're not, but it's the consistency. It's holding that vibration and it gets stronger and stronger. It's like a muscle and it builds. And just as you've come a long way, there is yet even further to go to find your way all the way up the mountain, right? To come out of this constraint energy, right? But instead to continue on that journey of joy over here and make that the path, make that the pattern that does not stop. And that is the new cycle here for you, is to not let time weigh you down, but instead to enter into an even greater cycle of greater growth along your journey, embodying joy. This is the self creation. This is why it's self created. It's not the world created. It's not circumstance created. It's not mundane created. It's not physical and, how things are is the way they're going to be created. But it's self created by tuning in yourself to that frequency, that vibration, and putting that out there as a part of your North Node journey, as a part of a being that is fulfilling their purpose in that way and connecting, communing with the world in a way that really matters and is powerful. That is the new cycle coming in for you. And that's what growth represents here in this reading, is growing back along that journey, getting to the next level and the next phase. You might have made it to a point where things got comfortable and you were like, I've come so far. And I'm not saying, that's even wrong. Of course you've come so far and that should be like championed. But if you've come this far, imagine how far you can continue to go. Imagine what even the next phase and the next level is like. That's where you're tapping into that excitement energy. And just like the general reading, go back to the beginning of the stream, just like that general energy, imagine how much fun it's going to be whenever you come out of this survival state where you're not just surviving, but you're thriving, right? Where it's not, things aren't working out, or, I'm experiencing delays, but this is all a part of the path, because that is teaching me something that I can go deeper on. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why do I feel like, I'm feeling delays? I know this is all part of the journey. This is all part of the path right here. I'm meant to experience that, so I'm challenged to raise that vibration in the face of that and have even greater faith and even greater, a deepening of appreciation. And then that will elevate your conscious even above that, to where you're like, man, I was, that's so silly. There's so much beauty. There's so much possibility. There's so much for me out in this world. I shouldn't, give up or sell it short in any capacity, because it's infinite, because I'm tapped in with this source right about now. That's where you take things to even the next level. And then you're that much more attractive. You're drawn in love and you're radiating love that much more. And guess what? You're connecting on a greater level. And so that's the challenge for you, is to keep rising that vibration, to continue to grow along your journey path of consciousness and self creation. That's what it's about right there. I, I I don't know if I could even, if we even need any more cards on the basis of what's just been said. We'll pull some more, but honestly, that's gold right there. That's gold. That's what I'm saying. One step at a time. One step at a time. Okay. So, I mean, already resonate with that playful energy, that fun energy in the future. So, back here in the attraction, this is where you've done the work. And I love that you have joy in the past position. That's where I'm already recognizing what you've done. I already recognize it. I already see it. Clearly, it's here for you. This energy is present. It's here, right? It's here with you. And that's great because you've been putting in work. Um, you know, tapping in, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, enjoying the roses, smelling the roses. All you got to do is smell more roses and smell more roses. Keep tapping into that vibration. Where you're coming out of is this, is it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That's why we relate that with self-created, an opening. We're an opening up out of constraint here. It's safe. You're good. You're good to continue on this path and this journey. You don't have to stop. You don't have to get realistic. You don't have to get real, fall down into the mundane. Things are working, happening for you and with you as you proceed and ascend along your journey. This is where this journey is meant to be fun. That's why we got playfulness linked with journey here. It's meant to be a fun experience. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. We are ageless. We are ageless divine beings, right? That, you know, I've met the young that act old, and I've met the old that act young, right? I've met the young that are old at heart, and are, can be down, downtrodden, have, like, not positive, um, and have a dark cloud, have a rain cloud, sitting over them. And then you've met, I've met older people who, are still young at heart. They got a spark in their eye, and they don't know they don't know how old they are, in a spiritual manner. That they just, it's not important to them. That they're living and they're loving and they're embracing every day that they got on this beautiful world. That's a way of being. That's a different way of being right there. And so you're only as old in heart as you say you are, and as you hold yourself to be. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jay? Welcome to the stream. Great to have you, love. All day. Jay, all day. You know what it is. On the way. Love it. This is that playfulness energy that you're recapturing. You're capturing the fun. Gotta let yourself have fun again. To raise that vibration, to enjoy this journey. And it's safe for you to. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to draw on this joy. And it's safe for you to continue to create along this beautiful journey and path that you got going. And that's the message here. That's the message here for spirit. Outcome energy for Hallie Ma over here. Wedding. The situation involves marriage. We're talking about a spiritual marriage. That's what we're talking about. Now, what is the spiritual marriage, right? What is the I think they call it the chemical wedding, right? We're talking about the alchemy over here. We go deep. We go deep over here. We're studied. We are studied, and we raise the knowledge and we raise the vibration over here. We're talking about the chemical wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz over here is what that comes from. The alchemical wedding of transformation. What are we transforming? What are we transforming, y'all? The mind. The mind. We're turning the spirit, the heart, the self from lead into gold, right? That's alchemy. That's alchemy. That's the transformation. What are we transforming? Heavy thoughts, right? The material thoughts, circumstances, circumstantial thoughts, perspectives and experiences. Well, what you see is what you get. False. On a level. Now, when we talk about vision, yes. The thing is, it's right and it's wrong. But when we say what you see, if you think in a mundane level, if you're thinking fundamentally, right? If I'm thinking like plainly, well, what I see with my eyeballs right here in front of me, like the space, this is just a card, then it's just a card. This is just a card. It's got some pictures, got some writing on it. This, what you see is what you get. It's a card, right? And then people hold no stock in this, and they get nothing. All they get is a card, because that's all they see is a card. And sure, I'm reading cards, but am I just reading it, or am I reading it? Is there interpretation? Am I seeing more? You have to see more in yourself. You have to see more in your path. You have to see more within. That's where that perspective shifts. That's where you see transformation, turning that lead, what you saw maybe as lead, into gold, seeing something magnificent, seeing something amazing, seeing a beautiful world instead of just a world. And you could step out the door and you could see one thing, but you could also see another. And so that's where that perspective starts to work on that quantum, where you can really see the shift within and without, as above, so below, and you start to manifest over here. And so marriage, wedding, we talk about, that's commitment. That's commitment. Commitment to your situation, commitment to this journey, to your path, to this mindset, to this perspective shift, to get into that next level, to ascending, to raising that vibration, to taking this in. That's one aspect, that commitment energy of wedding. But also we have the chemical wedding. This is alchemical transformation. And this involves, and we're going to go back, we're going to keep hitting this again and again, the left and the right brain hemisphere. You've got the logical, you've got the masculine, you've got what makes sense, you've got make it make sense. And I'm not talking about a mundane reasoning, but I'm talking about the scientific, the God mind consciousness reasoning, the understanding of there's purpose, I have purpose, that there is infinite possibility for me, and that there is abundance out here. That's logical, that makes sense. That's the high mind vibration of left brain masculine hemisphere, right? Where you're getting in touch with the divine masculine within. That's the divine masculine, right? That logic side, understanding, make it make sense. And then we got the right side hemisphere, the divine feminine, talking about ultimate care, right? Ultimately showing love, having love, and being tapped into humanity and wanting, best for this earth, as beautiful creatures and beautiful people, and radiating that love, positivity, and care out into the world. And then that's what transforms. Then you hit that transformation, and you're transforming a leaden mind into a golden mind, a golden soul, walking from a dull path into walking the golden path over here, the middle way of understanding. So that's deep. We went deep right there, and that's exactly what this card means. That's what it represents. So powerful transformations over here for you, working with perspective in order to transform outlooks, and ultimately what it is that you're manifesting. Just tuning in that much deeper, taking things to that very next level to get that vibration even higher. I'm talking about having a spark so gold, so bright that people ask you, like, what are you on? What are you sipping? You are just like radiant. You are shining, shining, shining. And wow, she got something on her. She got God on her. That's consciousness right there. You conscious, you awake, you blessed. We're abundant. We are bountiful. Infinite possibility. That's the realm that we dwell in. Infinite possibility. Being in touch with higher mind self, right? This consciousness. So, and it's all a realization. It's all a realization. It's all an internal work. It's perspective shift, and all of a sudden we open up our third eye, right? And we begin to see and get messages from that higher self and from reality. That's that crown, right? And you begin to think and begin to move in a different way, in an even higher way. And so that's the highway. That's the journey, right? The journey to higher mind self. That's what I got for you. All right, Halima. So yeah, hey, I'm trying to tell you, run it back, run it back, run this one back. This was an excellent read right here. This one went deep. We don't, we always going deep, but this was a particularly deep reading. We got some deep concepts out. Keep coming back to the channel. We're gonna keep putting out this vibration, putting out this consciousness and these high frequency, high vibration, because that's what we're here for. That's the real purpose of this channel. I'm not doing this to gossip and, brag and like, talk this or talk that or talk smack, you know, not to, sip on the tea, necessarily. But, even though tea gets spilled, trust, we have our fun on this channel, best believe. But we elevating. We elevating the world, the community, everybody one mind at a time. And, we look to spread that divine to many more, as we continue and grow in this great work. So thank you, Halima. Without your question, we wouldn't have been able to, go that deep and to explore. So thank you for sharing with us your situation. Absolutely. Definitely happy to have you here on the channel and keep coming back. Keep coming back. You know what we do. Just that. Just that. So appreciate you. Becca, we got you. We got you. We're going to finish off with Becca. And that's about perfect timing for me because I am getting hungry. I'm getting hungry, stream. I need to try to eat before the stream. I mean, I do eat, y'all, I promise. I get so hungry after maybe it's just the reading that does it. I work up a not even a sweat, but I'll work up some calories or something. But I don't like to be like all full and do the stream either. I don't like to read on a full stomach because that just brings me down. It just brings me out of it. I'm just like ready to take a nap after I eat a big meal. So yeah, come to think of it, I had like a banana. I like a banana and maybe a protein. Yeah, I had a protein, but it's just not a lot. I don't know. I don't want to be too full. What can I say? Anyway, so why does my family leave me out? I was the one to try to keep the communication going, but they always leave me out of holidays. Aw. Oh, Becca's. I feel they don't understand me and my spirituality, maybe. I know how that feels. I know how that feels, Sometimes you're meant to, be that light that guides, be that inspiration. Everybody has their own soul journey and soul path, though, and even though we might be related by blood, maybe we're not always, we're different souls on different journeys, and, not everybody might see things the way that we see it, and that's just life. That's just the journey of the spirit, of the soul here. Uh, let's pull this tarot. I'm feeling this tarot. I'm feeling the oracle. I love these oracle cards. They are so different. You're not gonna find these cards are different. This is a very special deck, and I don't even remember the name of the deck, but this is a very special deck right here. I believe it's like a tie deck, but it comes from, I don't know. It's so mystical. That's why I just call it oracle. I call it like my actual oracle because this one's like it's very esoteric. I believe it's originally done with like used with Tree of Life readings. So this is a like a Kabbalistic deck. It's related with the Kabbalah. It's related with like Thai or Tibetan Buddhism, definitely. And so it's just like a very Eastern deck, as well as very, I don't know, it's very, I just said it, a very Kabbalistic deck as well, which is like Hebrew, like Jewish mysticism. The Kabbalah is beautiful, by the way, well worth studying. It's quite complex, but the energies are beautiful, I would say. It's definitely tapping into to the divine, and you see a lot of the themes come back and come back. That's where we really get the pillars of Yakin and Boaz. That's where you get the middle and right hand path. It's from the study of Kabbalah. So for my for my learners, for those who want to, who are speaking out that, spiritual wisdom, understanding, I want to take it to that next level. Kabbalah is definitely it's a world of study there. There's always more. There's always more to learn. But it is one of it's definitely one of the as more esoteric hidden sciences, if you will. They don't. It doesn't get a lot of talk. People don't really talk a lot about Kabbalah, or what it really means. It's deep. It's deep. It's complex. It's quite shrouded. Even information out there can be kind of challenging. I have a book here. Magic of Kabbalah, Visions of the Tree of Life by Kayla Trobe. So for those of you who want to study more, the Kabbalah is a fantastic book. I have worked through a good chunk, but there is even yet more for me to learn when it comes to the Kabbalah and relating with the different Sephiroth, or well, the orbs on the tree of life. Anyway, they call them Sephiroth, what they are, but they're different planes. They're different planes of existence. Reaching Keter, which is like the Ein Sof are the unlimited, infinite, if you will. Getting particularly deep on the Kabbalah. That is an idea of how that flows. Anyway, Becca. So why does my family leave me out? We're on the last one here for the day. I was the one to try to keep the communication going, but they always leave me out of the holidays. Oh man, again. Sorry, Becca's. I feel they don't understand me and my spirituality, maybe. Eternal life. So this does relate kind of with where we were already touching, right? The different souls' journey. This is perhaps a story as old as time, the story of the black sheep, of the quote-unquote outcast, of the misunderstood, of the downtrodden. I feel like in this way, this pyramid being a square ultimately is representing the mundane, right? It's representing even being trapped within the matrix, if you will, being trapped in reality, being trapped in circumstances. What you see is what you get, Becca. You got to ground yourself, Becca. I don't know what you're talking about. You're getting a little crazy for me. You know what I mean? You got to reel it in. Not everybody's, I'm just trying to live in the real world, Becca. I'm just trying to pay my taxes and pay my bills and go to work and, watch some TV, Becca. I'm not trying to, I'm watching sports, Becca. What I don't know what you're talking about. All this, hippy dippy, flippy consciousness. that is me. That is me hydrating. I swear. I am. I know y'all hear me growling over here. I'm growling like a lion. I'm trying to tell you, yeah, that 3D super, yes, yeah. It's the, and that's the soul journey, soul path. You can't, you know, we can be the light that shines and shine brighter until our radiance is blinding to those who may not yet see. And yet there are some who would, seek to dwell in darkness. And that's not our place. That's not, honestly, that's a level of understanding for us and for them to maybe reach. And the thing is, we got to get out of this 3D realm. If we really leave the 3D realm in 3D form, that might not be coming this lifetime. It might not. As much as we care, as much as we love, that might not be their soul journey at this point in time. They might be here for completely different reasons, here to feed different cycles and do different things. And that's just a part of their journey. It might take many, many lifetimes in order for someone to attain the knowledge and the wisdom, in order to have this kind of awakening, in order to be a chosen. Yeah, shine bright like a diamond, right? And you know what makes the diamond? Pressure. Heat and pressure make the diamond. And that's just a part of being a diamond, is going through that metamorphosis, That's another like alchemical going from coal, from a lump of coal to a diamond, right? Requires an intense amount of pressure, a consistent pressure. It's like millions of pounds of pressure over like millions of years or something, millennia to create a diamond, right? It's a slow, it is a painful, it is a torturous process, right? There's a stripping away and a reducing of only that which is the most pure, put under the most brutal of conditions known on the planet to create a diamond. A diamond is no small feat. Not every lump of coal makes it to a diamond. And some lumps of coal got to burn off and try again. And so even that's a learning process because you got to do it over again and do it over again until you are tired of doing it over again and you begin to wake up and you want different. And that can only come from within. That cannot be taught. I cannot teach you that because you might be checked out. Now, if you're, if we're, it depends on where you're at. Depends on where you're at. If you're on that soul journey, you're on that level, right? You're raising that vibration. You're beginning to see. You're waking up, and there are many multitudes of that, and how you relate with that, and how you relate it back, and that comes down to shine, your light, your vibration, and we're all different and unique and beautiful in that way. That's your soul, right? That's your aspect of divinity. It's just the realization and the reintegration of, we're all one, greater light and consciousness when it comes down to it. But with this eternal life, it's like you have your place and they have theirs. And it's kind of not getting the either twisted, but y'all are different in your way. And so as much as we can still love from afar or love from a different place, love from a different vibration. And ultimately, yeah, they love you and you love them whenever it's all said and done. But you might get under their skin because the vibration is so different. Vibration is so different. You have so many, it turn into an argument or a fight every time and a disagreement because your vibrations are not aligned. They don't have the same perspective. They don't see things the same way. They don't have the same beliefs that you have. They see things completely differently. They live in a different world and a different reality. And like we said about the higher mind science, what you see is what you're going to get. So if they're seeing it differently, then that's what they're manifesting. That's what they're experiencing. And you can't change that by virtue of your perspective because that's not how it works. All you can do is put out that vibration and frequency, and they can either align on, maybe some levels of that frequency. Maybe they align totally and they're like, that's how you transfer that information. Like a radio, right? I tune the signal and then all of a sudden, oh, it's coming in clear. We're totally on the same frequency as the transmitter. And then now I'm picking up every word in the song. I'm picking up the whole podcast, the whole chat. But if if you're a little bit off, then it's fuzzy. I'm not exactly understanding everything that you're saying. Or if it's way off, it's just fuzz. Like I don't get anything of what you're saying. Like I can't even hear you right now. When you talk, it's just like wah 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 wah. That's being off frequency, because those kids in the Charlie Brown were not tuned in to what their teachers were saying. Their teachers could have been dropping knowledge, and they were just like wah 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 because they were checked out. They weren't paying any attention. They're like, "You're old. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Whatever. All right, teacher." And they weren't really paying attention. That's why it's a joke and it's funny because it's true. And it also has that deeper layer meaning of, well, if I'm not tuned in, then I'm not going to understand what they're saying. And so it's the same thing going on here. And this, like, y'all got different vibrations. I got different vibrations, different frequency. And this is as old as life itself. This is all probably back in the pyramids. There was a Becca, and she was like all conscious. And then like all the family was like, yo, we're just trying to like build this pyramid. Pharaoh on our ass. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get food on the table. It's hard out here in the desert. And you're like, yeah, but like, don't you see, like, the sun and the moon and the stars and like, connecting and like, we're all part of like this great, this great one, like this understanding. They're like, Becca, like, we're just trying to have dinner. You know what I mean? And so there's like, you got to feel that. You got to feel that on a level of like, this is as old as time, is what this eternal life is really talking about. It's life and it's eternal. And that's what this card is telling us right now. So this is what we've been through, going through. Castles in the clouds. Love this for you. This is Imagineering, if I can, right? This is really like continuing to build what it is that you choose uh, to seek when it comes to your mastery, right? So don't stop building that castle in the sky. It may seem like a castle in the sky with others. They may not understand, but that doesn't mean that you don't understand. Or that doesn't make what you believe and see and feel any less valid. I just feel like where you dwell is within a realm that, few are privileged or blessed to see by virtue of their reality, right? Versus, you still being in that, dwelling in that, manifesting that, living in that, to something that may just be rarely seen or experienced on a, on that mortal vibrational level, and maybe they only see it whenever the results come. Like, well, I'll believe it whenever pigs fly, and then all of a sudden you see a pig flying, and they're like, oh, well, okay, Becca, I guess so. I guess you're right. What's up, Empress Beauty? Oh, we lost the camera. That's cool. I got another battery. Now I know what that sound means. All right, little camera. That's how you know we've been going in. We're killing batteries over here. You know what I mean? That's I'm proud when we lose a battery. I'm like, ooh, can you imagine? We're running through batteries over here. We were talking about the battery. I love the battery. I think in that way, you got to recharge. You got to allow yourself to recharge, and fall back within your energy. Empress, I'm sorry, love. We are at 22222. Shout out to the 22222 angel number for us here. But no, we are at the end of the list. Becca is our final read for the day. We actually got a little bit more time in. I always just usually shoot for an hour, but it ends up being 2 or more. But yeah, so we're gonna be coming back live tomorrow. We're doing weekdays. Sometime between like 2 and 5, we're going live. I'm saying we're running down this battery. I saw the 22222. That's the number right there for you, Empress. As soon as you came in, we hit that number. And I looked at the time. But yeah, love. Come back tomorrow. Definitely subscribe, stay notified. That way, next time we go live, we can get your reading read, and we'll get you all took care of. All right, for sure. But you're definitely welcome to hang out with us. Check out that general reading in the beginning. I feel like that's for everybody. I know that's for everybody. And we're gonna be posting Leo and Aries today. We're gonna work at getting that out today, and get the rest of the zodiac signs read. Our generals for the generals. And we also had 1111. So if you, that's the resonance for the general read. But 22222. Wow. Well, that's your number. Oh, that you saw it again. You saw it again here. I love that for you. That's the number of the master builder. That's the number of decision, of of deciding, right? Of certainty, of confidence, and even some faith going on there. But yeah, that master builder. Building what we find spiritually and purposefully, and make the decision to step in and really create that on a true level, right? To it's champion energy, that 22. So wonderful for you. Shout out to the 22. Continuing with this though, yeah, you got to build that castle in the cloud. Don't let anybody pull you off your cloud. A cloud's a beautiful thing. I have experienced heaven on earth, y'all. I've experienced all worries melted away, feeling so took care of, like I was sitting in a hammock, better than a hammock. I tell you, I've been on a cloud, and it is the most amazing feeling. I fell to the floor in laughter. I was so beside myself at when I figured out, when it finally clicked for me, how good I really had it, how much I was took care of, and that there was nothing that could pull me off of my cloud, and how much abundance, how much there is out here for us, for me, that I cracked up. I absolutely just like I lost it. I was like, this is amazing. I mean, I've been trying to maintain that cloud the entire time, and that's the best feeling. I was like, this is heaven on earth. This is it right here. I am so took care of. Everything melted away, and it was just bliss and opportunity infinitely. And it's just like, oh, this is what, like, imagine the relief. The relief. I felt like, life was everything but trying to find that and realizing that all of that was within and was within consciousness and understanding. Whew. I tell you, it took, even I could understand that in a book knowledge way, but when my spirit recognized that and actually experienced the shift, it was another level, y'all. It was another. That's what I'm spreading. That's what put me back in this seat. That's what gave me my seat back right there, because I had to step away from the channel. I wasn't there. I was like, I can't read these cards. What am I going to say to these people? Now you can't shut me up. You can't pull me off this cloud. I've got joy and abundance out here to spread. I'm spreading this vibration. This high God mind consciousness got me going. I'm infinitely blessed, and so that's where I earned my seat back. I got my seat back, and thing is, I had it all the time, but I had to realize I had it all the time, and so all this goes back to the mind and to raising that vibration. So just as the same, keep building your castle in the clouds, Becca. Don't give up on this beautiful vision that you've been blessed with, because you've got eternal life on your side. You got infinite abundance right here, right? You've been going through all these soul journeys for what? For this, for this transformation, for this moment, for this gift, for this beauty, for this abundance that you get to dive and dig into every single day that you're here. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's the best opportunity that I know of. There's nothing better than life. Life itself, you got to live on the clouds. You got to live in the clouds. Did we get blessed? We got blessed over here? Oh man, you got to tell me. You got to tell me that you blessed me. Because I don't want to say your name. Oh, there you are. Okay, so that is your name. Jasmine. Shout out on the blessing. All right, y'all. We gonna keep going at it. Jasmine get a read. Jasmine get a read. We'll throw Empress in there too. But Jasmine got the blessing. Jasmine, you got next. You got next, love. I appreciate that. You got the wheel spinning. Some water in the wheel. That's the man. There you go. That's the blessing. That's the infinite blessing right there. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Jasmine, thank you for representing uh, the greatest good, most high, the possibility, the infinite possibility of the universe is the energy you came in and just represented. That was the cherry on top to what I was just speaking on. That's what I'm talking about. That's the faith. That's the showing up. That's the maintaining that vibration. We talk about true love. That's love. That is love, love. That's the connection. That's what I'm saying. How would I didn't know. Jasmine wasn't even here in the chat. I didn't even know I was speaking for Jasmine, but I was speaking for Jasmine. I was speaking for the world, for everybody to raise this vibration. This is the vibration. This is getting it out. This is proof and intention. Proof and intention. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue with this read. So we got Castle in the Cloud. Keep building. Keep building, love. Don't ever give up. Don't come up off your cloud. Don't come up off that vibration. Just as they're going through their journey, you got to go through your journey, right? And so that means continuing to see with such clarity, right? Every single door, every single window, every spire, every peak, every tower of your castle, of this beautiful, perfect life that you were envisioning for yourself, of your goal, of your vision, of your mind's creation, what you're seeing in your mind's eye, connecting with that in a way that is more than real, but is known, but is certain, but is coming forth and coming into you. And that's exactly what you're going to have. That's what you're building. You're building your castle in the sky. Your castle in the sky so you can bring it down, so you can manifest that thing. And all of a sudden you're going to find it right here. You're going to be like, that was everything I was talking about. I follow certain people, and it's one of those tricks of manifestation, right? Of abundance, where they saw it before it happened, right? There's a guy, a mentor, and he's my mentor's mentor, but This guy, he ended up blowing up. He did the big in the business world, multi-millionaire. He got a house in River Oaks, got a basketball court in his house. He has an actual basketball court inside of the house. You guys, I can show you the video. It's a basketball court in the house. This guy, and I I don't really play, but it's cool. I mean, it's just something cool. River Oaks is like the nicest part of Houston, right? And shout out to Houston. And this guy though, he said, I remember when he was broke. He said this guy right here, he was my niece's. Well, first off, he's my sister's neighbor, next door neighbor, and he took photos. He was like a photographer at the time, so he took photos of my niece's birthday. Okay, that's what he was doing. He had the photography hustle, whatever. But they were working this company together, and he was so visionary. He was giving presentations at one hotel, at the nice hotel, and he was staying at the cheaper hotel at the Red Roof next door, right? But he had the nicest suit he could afford. He was taping up pictures all over the hotel room, printed them out, pictures, you know what I mean, of like nice places, nice houses, houses in River Oaks, houses in just the nicest things he could afford. Working with the vision, building his castle in the clouds, right? Surrounding himself with that vision to the point where he printed out the Mercedes Benz logo and he taped it to the steering wheel, right? And he said even at one point the car broke down and they're pushing the car down the street so it won't get towed. And meanwhile, he's got a Mercedes Benz logo taped to the steering wheel, you guys. Just years later, he's got a mansion in River Oaks, right? He's got a Mercedes Benz, he's got Bentley, and it's not the money, y'all, but it's the vision. It's what he was creating. It's transforming that what being beyond the circumstances, transforming that lead into gold. That, oh, I don't have this, I'm not there yet, whatever, into like I'm on that way. I'm in that path. All of this is happening for me. I am so abundant. This is all opportunity, and working in that, working with that, and then having so much more. He saw it firsthand. He saw it firsthand. It's stories like that that really, that motivate me on, in that business and in many aspects and avenues. But it's manifestation. That's just one story. That's just one story I'll share real quick. But beautiful is what that was, what that is. Moving forward though, Joker sitting in reverse, and this is new cycle, new path. One interpretation is really saying, well, look, don't give up, right? Don't pack up, right? I get a sense of like, yeah, because this is new cycle energy, right? This is new cycle, and like starting something different. And what this is really telling me is don't give up. Don't give up. And even though it might feel like, the world is on top of you instead of you being on top of the world, you will yet turn things around. And you're meant to tap into the lighter side of enjoyment whenever it comes to, having your own holiday. If you're not invited to the holiday, maybe you're being invited to your own holiday over here, right? Because that's why, it's not packed up. You're not going on holiday. You're not going on this trip, on this vacation in that sense, right? Not going to see them or whatever it comes out to be, to where you're being called into their fold per se. But instead, like, that's leaving now you got open opportunity. Now you got an open calendar, right? You ain't got to be around, because in a sense, they're lowering your vibration, and on a level, they don't want to be distracted out of their vibration or what it is that they got going on. And so maybe, you're that challenge, because y'all are not on the same frequency, right? Exactly. And now you got that space to it. Now you don't have that responsibility to have this fight every Thanksgiving, right? When y'all bump heads, you know what I mean? When that, when they get to talking like that, and you just like, I can't, say nothing and be quiet. And it's like, that's fine. That's fine, Becca. You're being invited to your castle in the clouds. Your castle in the sky is what you are. And it's a tale as old as time. They got to do they got to do their thing. They got to go one way, and you're gonna have to go another way. And it's beautiful when that lines up. like I say, you could love them from afar. That's where you can. Well, I know if we get talking more than 5-10 minutes, and we get those I love yous and how you doing and whatever's out the way, then we can't go. We're not supposed to go deep, because then all of a sudden the frequencies, all of a sudden, like, they saying what you don't agree with and you saying what they don't agree with, and that's fine. There's a certain aspect of understanding and realization and being like, look, I give them that space. They know I love them. I you know I know they love me, right? And we can just keep it like that. We keep it like that. We keep it moving. They got their realities. I got mine. I'm working with my clouds in the sky. I dwell within abundance, right here, right? I dwell within uh, the Father, within the God mind consciousness, within higher self, higher vibration, and that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. It's not a better than energy, and I always want to, it's not a better than energy, but it's a different energy, and you got to give that space and be like, well, I have my understanding, and I'll be true to that. I'm true to that. I'm honest with that. I'm honest with myself when I share that, and then that's received, and it's like, it just raises the vibration, and we have that greater amount of love and understanding between each other. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about whenever it comes into it. So we can see a little bit more. Why? Just to round you off. Okay, so I mean, immediately right off the bat, right, with this, friendship in reverse, loyalty in reverse. I just get that y'all, like, that you do bump heads, all right, that you don't really see eye to eye when it comes to this eternal life. Um, this is where, like, things might get not friendly. This is not a friendly energy over here. It's not this. This is a friendship energy. This is the pup, right? Your best friend, man's best friend, girl's best friend, the pup, right? Uh, but you know, the pup is in reverse. I feel like there's conflict. That's where we get tension, because y'all split. Y'all doing different things, going different ways. Sitting in the present here, castle in the clouds. This is that love energy. This tap in with your true love, what you're truly about, with your inner self, right? Loving you, loving your purpose, loving your reason, knowing what's real for you. But we have this instability sitting over here, like, we're not sharing the same foundation whenever it comes to them seeing for you, or necessarily them believing in what it is that you see, or that frequency, because they got they're in a different tunement, they're in a different vibration. And so if you're not talking their talk, you're not saying the things that they have come to accept, or they might be indoctrinated in, or convinced thereof, then it's not your doctrine is yet different. And so that's just what it is. That's just what it is on a level. You can't, by you either gonna have a fight because you're trying to change minds, you're trying to change what their world, and they're just trying to do them, they're just trying to be, or but you got to be grounded in your reality, and you got to live your truth. You got to speak that truth, because that's how you manifest. So that's a challenge right there. How can you speak your truth whenever people don't want to hear your truth? Whenever it's a challenge or it's an affront to their reality and what they believe in and what they've built. You can't. You can't. It's a sad truth. It's a sad state. It's a sad state there that that's why we talk about, ascension, raising the vibration, affecting the mind to affect the next mind to affect the next mind. So we can have that ripple effect, so that we can all elevate and grow in this consciousness, learn to care that much more, have that much more love. And so there's a level of love that is, understanding their journey, and understanding that you can't convince all people of all things, and that's okay. That some people got to go through their journey. And that's why I said we got to zoom out and get out of this 3D and see that this might take lifetimes. It might take lifetimes for a soul to go through enough soul journeys, to have these experiences, to collect this light and this knowledge, to ascend and to get up onto this vibration, or to get to the next vibration. And so that is something that dwells outside of the realm of time, but inside of the realm of spirit and understanding, ultimately, in connection with self, with purpose, and with the world, right? With the unity field, with the unity field consciousness, which is the everyone. We're all one place and position. The highest love for humanity, and ultimately, I believe humanity's greatest expression or evolution, right, of all of us as a whole, right, of the world, of the universe as a whole. And so this is the progression. I like to think that's where things are going. However, I feel like there's an instability whenever it comes to the dynamic of you loving and creating and building this and how they're feeling about it, or even them wanting to hear about it, or having taken that in. I think they just don't. I'm gonna say that they don't support you from a love aspect, but they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't subscribe to it. They don't believe it. It's upsetting because it shakes the very foundation of what it is that they've built and their castle here, wherever their castle may be, you know. I feel like it's throwing shade to be like, oh, well, their castle on the ground, but whatever their castle is, they think their castle's in the clouds. You feel like you're in different space, right? You're in different parts of the sky. Let's just leave it there. All right, but we all have our soul journeys. They're doing what they believe is best. I'm sure. They got good heart and good intention. But when the frequencies combine, the frequencies collide, and then that's where we fall out of. That's where we can get even a little. We can have fights. It could get tense over here, and so that's the challenge: is not fighting, but instead loving, and keeping that love vibration. Even if you got a love from afar, it's easier to have that short phone call and be like, hey, like it's Thanksgiving, like I don't even worry about, I've got a lot going on my end too. You don't need to worry about me, but I just wanted to say, hey, tell the family I love them, tell, Uncle Mark and Aunt Susie that, I love them, and I'm sure, the potato pie is, whatever it is. I'm just going off now at this point, but the I guess there's a not a potato pie, pumpkin pie. That the pumpkin pie is good. The mashed potatoes are on point. Like that. Hey, you know, because sometimes they want to pull you into their path because they want to. There's two things. Maybe they might want to check you because that brings them some type of ego trip or something like that, or it's just the vibration. It's just the vibration. Well, then you leave them a voicemail or you send them a text message, Becca. If you got to write them a card, you can write them a card. Or you know what? I mean, there are even imagine back before we had all this technology. This technology just puts it in our face, you know, where we have that expectation like, well, this technology, I can call you at the blink of an eye, you know what I mean? And your heart space is like, that's taking time to develop, you know what I mean? I can't change overnight, you know, but I can call you in an instant. And so that's where there's a disconnect. Like, well, look, the technology is even ahead of where we're at, we haven't evolved to this technology to where maybe they can't put on that mask and even that or that face. And that's like another level of vibration or consciousness that they got to come to love beyond a circumstance or a situation, and have that respect level. And by you showing that love, then you're offering them love to grab onto. And maybe they got to read, maybe they're readers. Some people don't like to do, some people are like very introverted or something, they don't like phone calls. I have friends like that. I have friends that I cannot call, but if I text them, they will text me back in no time. That's not my way. I'm a caller. I'm honestly, I don't really like the whole text message thing. It's not for me. Because I just think too fast. I got too much on my mind, on my plate. I'm moving. But basically, show love however you can. I was gonna say, and there are certain traditions that you literally like back in the day before the technology. What could you do? Send a letter? What about before that? All you could really do is hold them in your heart, right? And have and throw out a positive thought or positive spirit, for them, right? And connect with them in the unity field consciousness, right? So that's why I say love them from afar. I'm just like, I know you love me on a level. I know if you got it, then, it wouldn't necessarily be this way, but I choose to love you anyway, is the vibration. And so that's where you can connect. That's where you can connect. I think that's powerful because it's not bringing you down out of your vibration, but it's maintaining that love vibration and putting that out into the unity field, and keeping you on your cloud, keeping you on your cloud. Ain't no one gonna pull me down off my cloud, right? And that's where you gotta be. That's where you gotta be, love. Finishing this one off. Um, Lack energy, but I see lack in reverse. There's nothing. Thank you, Spirit. There's nothing lacking. See, this is the mouse. This is the mouse in the pantry, right? Eating up all the food. Lack. This is not lack. This is not lack energy. The opportunity here is for you to make the decision to stay committed to your path, stay committed to your growth, not to pack up your expression. What's up, Divine? How you doing, love? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are rounding off. Just want to let you know ahead of time, but I do appreciate your energy. Hang out with us. Also, we got what's it called? Check out that general reading. Check out that general message. High vibrations going out. I feel like that's for everybody right there. Oh no, we close off the line, love. I gotta get something to eat, but I do have Jasmine. She showed the love, so we got Jasmine next, and possibly Empress. If Empress is still kicking with us, but honestly, like, I gotta eat me something. I gotta eat something. However, Jasmine showed the love. I got the love to go. Jasmine got it. Joker over here, because we're around about 3 hours. No, we were on about 3 hours though. I'm telling you, we've been going in. Beautiful vibrations though today. We've had some excellent readings come out of these cards. This is a great reading. Hallie Ma's reading was a fantastic reading. There's a lot to connect with here on the channel, y'all. These have been great. But it's not a time to pack up, right? This is instead a time to continue to build that castle in the clouds. Realize you got to go your own way, your own path, and that it's okay that you are not in lack energy. You need not. You need not. You want not, because there is infinite here for you. There's infinite here for you, right? And whoever believes in me shall have unlimited, right? Shall not be wanting, shall not be needing. And the me is self. You believe in you. Believe in your journey, believe in your purpose, believe in your higher mind self. That is the continuation. Thank you for your question, Jasmine. Absolutely. Yeah, that's rounding us off. That's what it really comes down to, right? That you are not in lack energy. You are not needing, right? But you are taken care of. You are taken care of. Connect with that high mind self, and know that what you're doing has purpose. It is progressing you along your soul path and soul journey, and that you are building in a way that's powerful and meaningful. And even if no one sees it, you see it, and that still means the world. That means your world, and that means your journey. And y'all are just on a different one. And you and how could you? Who could blame you? Who could blame you? This is a lesson in and of itself. There's something in here to learn to raise your vibration even higher. I always say, like, the chosen ones got it hard. They got it the hardest because they're trying to grow the most. They're trying to really ascend in here, right? And whenever you hold yourself to that high of a standard, to the standard of, all consciousness, of all goodness, all godness, then that's going to be a trying path in a sense. It's going to be a trying path until it clicks. And then it becomes so easy because you tap into the abundance, you tap into the infinite, and then you really realize the possibility that's sitting here, that has been here all the time. You tap into the mind science, to the higher mind science, and all of a sudden everything it turns. It switches like a switch. And that's where we're getting to. And it is a challenging place to get to, because indoctrination, ultimately, because there's so many forces, thoughts, and beliefs that are antithetical to that. And ultimately, fundamentalism is an ideology that seeks to root the mind into the mundane instead of dwelling within the true spiritual, which is abundance and manifestation. So don't give up. Don't give up, Becca. It's your journey has just begun in that sense. There is still yet something to learn from this situation. It's an opportunity to level up and to raise that love even higher. So thank you for your question, and I wish you the best. I wish you the best on the situation, and that that realization can come forward, and you can really connect in a greater and deeper way. Even if it's just a text at a time, right? Or even if you're just loving in your heart space, and then maybe they call you out of the blue or something and say, "Hey, Beck, I was thinking about you." You know, leave room, leave space for that, and you'll be amazed at just what can come, what just can come along. Show them your good side, show them that bright side. You dwell in that energy and that negativity, or being upset, then all of a sudden, that's the energy you're bringing, that's the energy you're putting out. They're like, I thought about calling you, but I didn't call you, right? That kind of energy. And so, you know, be that spark, be that spark, be that light. And when you put out good, all you can get back is good. I'm a firm believer in that. So I'm going to leave it right there. Jasmine, thank you so much. Thank you so much, love. You have kicked off the wheel. You've kicked off the blessing wheel over here. Since I got back, it's just been faith. It's just been working through faith and raising and throwing out these vibrations, and it's been a beautiful journey. Thank you for support, for your love, and you just showed up. You just came up out the blue. So I mean, shout out to you. We're about to go in right here just to be ahead. Let's do it. I just want to ask about what's coming towards me. That's getting ahead in love. All right, I'm a Libra, single, and 29. First off, we're gonna come through with these oracles. We're gonna dig in. We're gonna dig in, dig deep. See what spirit got for you. Oh, you're welcome, Becca. You know that's what we do. Becca always showing the good vibes, showing the love over here. All right, tapping into this oracle over here. What's coming towards Jasmine in love? She's a Libra, single, and 29. Oh, well, if this isn't Libra energy already, center of the universe in reverse. Giving spirit. Giving spirit. Always bringing the balance. The harmonizer are Libras. Harmonizers. Doing what's best for everybody. All right. Ever the diplomat. Also my hustlers. Because they know how to strike a deal. They know how to strike a balance. This is true. In business. But here it goes. So first off, we got this center of the universe sitting in reverse. I feel like maybe you've been too giving. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. My condolences. Absolutely. That's impossible. I mean, it is possible. It's possible, but it's truly just the most difficult ever any type of loss, especially one so close. So yeah, my heartfelt condolences to you. It's just something that cannot be, it's so unique and cannot be related to in any way except for understanding of what it means to lose. And yeah, my heart goes out to you. So, center of the universe over here, sitting in reverse. I do feel like you've been too giving, and not like that's wrong. But whenever we speak in this context, right, and we're speaking in terms of this situation, right, then I feel like maybe you've been spread too thin. It's understandable. Your mind's, but you've been focused on other things. In that way, maybe you haven't really had time. Right. I love that for you. I love that for you, Jasmine. Look at you. Look at you. I don't even like the word soldier because it really means soul dire on a level. Champion, right? Carrying the flag, right? The flag I don't know what they call the person who carries the flag, but that's who I want to be. I want to be the person who's carrying the flag, who's carrying the spirit forward. I love that for you. Um, you know, um, that's what brings pride to us all in that way. You know, but center of the universe, right? And so I feel like maybe you've been spread too thin over here, haven't had time maybe for certain things. It's time to get back to you, and it's not only safe, it's good, it's healthy, it's great. I feel like that's exactly what you know is going to make this process become easier for you. This is not meant to be like a any type of tension, but this is actually see a lot of fun coming out here. I see you putting yourself out there, putting yourself out here. I'm getting ahead of myself, but ultimately, I see you coming back around to you, right? Recentering, refocus. Like I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna do this for me because I want to, and that's about it, right? Nothing wrong with that. Like this is what you're being called into at this time. I feel like you were in a place where okay, you had to spread that energy out there, do other things, but now you're finding yourself back in this place, this point where you're back the center of your universe, right? Focusing on Jasmine. Let's see what does Jasmine want? That's higher mind self. Well, what do I want? Right? What am I connected to? Well, I could go for some love. I could go for some connection. I could go with excellent. Excellent. That's that communication, right? That's opening up the crown, right? Listening to the higher self, right? Listening to your spirit, letting your spirit guide you. High tension over here, right? Sitting in reverse. So I do see like high tension in reverse is suggesting that this is quite easy. So you may be feeling like you've really earned this, you really deserve this, and that you did what you had to do back here in the past. That you're choosing now to, you said it. I mean, move forward, move on in a way that like is not untended or ignorant, but I mean is like is a meaningful, purposeful decision forward for you, and it's a beautiful thing that I mean, good on you with these cards. Not stressing out, but enjoying the process. And this is where we go from, and I'm gonna relate it back to that general because the general fits here again. That general, I love that general reading, y'all. I tell you, um, at the beginning of the stream, there's the general reading we always do, and the one for today was it was it was a new journey, right? It was a new cycle, Mercury in reverse, right? Um, and then we had uh, just in my mind, we had new journey, new cycle in reverse, and then we had survival sitting in reverse, right? And then we had fun. We had double fun. We had fun and horseplay basically, which is just like having fun on top of fun. Like we're having a blast over here in future outcome. This is the same energy set. It really is. So where we've come out of like not being able to start something, right? New cycle in reverse because we weren't the center of our universe. Maybe I mean, and there's many reasons. There's many reasons, right? But that just wasn't that in this scenario. That wasn't the case, right? Or that was the case. That's fine, right? But we're out of the past. Over here in the present, we're out of survival in reverse. High tension in reverse, right? Survival is a tense time. High tension is the most tense, right? Same with survival. But we got a reversal, right? Which means that either the lesson here is to not worry about it, or even better, this is surviving to thriving energy, right? Where we're thriving in this space. What's the best thing about, what's the opposite of high tension, of being worried, of being like anxious, what's going to happen is like being accepting and being excited and looking forward and instead thriving in this energy and in this space to where like everything's good. Like this is going to be good. I'm excited. I'm excited for possibility, for what's coming my way, for all the infinite opportunity, abundance. Like I like to say, there is infinite possibility out here. There are literally more people than you can meet in your lifetime. Period. You don't even have to travel. There are so many people You will not meet the same person twice in any given place in any given time. Rarely, rarely. And so, sometimes it's a small world. That's just like a sign, really. That's more like a sign, and that's that magnetic vibration that we talk about. That's that attraction. It's a small world energy. There's something going on with that. But honestly, it is not a small world. It is not a small world. It is an impossibly big world, full of unlimited potential and opportunity, loaded with abundance. And I think there's a vibe, there's an understanding, there's a tapping into that sitting over here, where it's not a stress point. This isn't stressful for you, love. This is, or it's not meant to be. So if there's any inkling of such, it's really not. But instead, it's the very opposite. This is a fun experience. This is a opportunity space for where you can really get excited, right? So you're not meant to be worried, like, but you're meant to enjoy the process, enjoy the go through, enjoy the journey over here. It's not like, what do I have to wear, right? It's like, what do I get to wear? It's like, oh, like who, like, oh no, who am I going to meet? But it's like, who do I get to meet? Like, who are you? Type of an energy, like excitement, discovery, wonder, fulfillment. Um, like I'm getting just like the childlike, youthful kind of like, just stars in the eyes, kind of floating on a cloud type of energy over here. Bring back the cloud. I love the cloud because the cloud is just the best. That's the best that I've ever known is the cloud. I'll be honest. I would be on a cloud every day for the rest of my life. I'll be on a cloud. Clouds are where it's at. I'll be sitting on a cloud. I don't even want my feet to touch the ground. You know what I mean? I just float from place to place. Is where I be. Is where you're meant to be. Is where you're at. Is where we're all meant to be. Um, Flowing, being flown along our path, along our journey here. Um, Tensions melted away. Tensions melt away. This is an enjoyment. This is a joyful experience for you. It's not surviving. It's not just doing. It's not getting it done. It's not, oh, I got to do this, but it's, oh, like I get to do this. Like I'm good. I've looked out. I've cared. I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready for the next part of this beautiful journey here on this earth, here in my soul journey, and this is where it's come to. Like this is the next. This is what I get. This is the next chapter right here. What a beautiful chapter I'm writing. What a beautiful chapter and a beautiful book, a beautiful story. This is awesome. This is awesome, and that's awesome energy for you. I love this for you. Outcome energy. This is that double fun. This is that double fun space we were talking about, where when you as you get out there, as you continue along this journey, when you get in the go in the flow, oh, what fun for you to have. Cosmic Carrot, we could definitely see that. We could, this is a sex card. I don't always read it as the sex card. The Cosmic Carrot is definitely a sex card. It's officially a sex card, y'all. But Cosmic Carrot is representing the divine masculine, and to clean up the read a little bit, I will be honest. It represents the divine masculine in you. All right, I said I'll clean up the read. All right, but hey, but it represents the divine masculine in you, um, and this is coming back to expressing yourself freely, right? And being in your divine masculine. All right. I know, I had to say it. I mean, that's the card. That's the card. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It came out like that. That's where we're at. It's appropriate. It's appropriate, so it's read. Okay, I'll just say it like that. It's appropriate, so I read it. But that is where it's at. That is the position. This is what I see for you coming into your future. I see, hey, I see the cosmic carrot coming your way, and hey. But I also see you aligning yourself with that energy as well. Hey, I mean, and I love that, and I see that coming in, and I also see you being strong within yourself, attracting that and putting out that vibration, being fun. If I may, like, this is, I don't know how you're gonna relate to the word, but I mean, I love the feeling of like Spitfire, you know. But I don't feel like you need. I mean, I don't think you need to necessarily occupy the masculine position. I mean, I truly believe that we have the divine masculine and feminine within both of us. You know, at the same time, I don't think you want necessarily mm, like a man to think for you, right? I think you could think for yourself on a level. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just the same while I don't think necessarily a man needs a woman to feel for him, on the other end. So we have our divine masculine, divine feminine, and that's what you're tapping into, right? Now I really don't think that you need to be thinking for a man, and I really don't think he needs to be um, a man needs to be feeling for you on that level either, right? That just don't make sense. You know what I mean? So none of those things make sense. I think we are, we are invited to come to a certain level of like fulfillment in turning ourselves on and activating on that conscious level in order to see that spark and that divinity within, to project that spark and divinity and to connect with that spark and divinity in another person. And then I think whenever those things emerge, then we can really see fireworks. And that's where that love can come on. And that's where the vibrations line up. That's where we're vibrationally aligned with our highest mind self, with our purpose, with our soul journey, right? We have self understanding, we have wisdom. And so bringing it back, that's turning on the left and the right hemisphere of the mind, right? Where, make it make sense. Have this logic, have this reason, be like, there's infinite possibility out there for me. I'm connecting with somebody who is totally on, there's somebody here for my level. There are plenty of people here. I have my pick. I have my choice of so many options, and there's so many opportunities, and it's infinite. I literally cannot exhaust the pile of opportunity. It's impossible to. I can't even come close to the 1% of all the opportunities of all the people who fit all the everything that it is that I'm looking for. It's just not even possible, right? And so that abundance right there, and that reasoned abundance of that mind science, is tapping you into the greater vibration of abundance. And then you get the right mind. I'm sure you need no help here, but the right mind side of the brain of the divine feminine, right? And tapping into the ultimate care, with the love vibration, with connection, feeling in that heart space, feeling in that that humanity space of not only self love, right? Putting that space for you and giving that time for you, right? But also sharing that, putting that out there into the world and connecting with a joy and a zest and a zeal for life, right? And by turning on both those parts of the brain, that's when we activate, right? That's when we activate, and then we're fearless. Then we're fearless. Then we're putting ourselves out there. Then we're excited to spark that conversation. And it doesn't even have to be like you sparking that conversation, but it's the wit, it's the banter, right? Because you're firing on all cylinders. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I say spit fire. I mean, I love that because like you're spitting fire, but it's like passion, but it's like producing passion in a way. Like that's the best way I can think. That's like analogous, right? To the interpretation, the meaning of that is like projecting passion. And be like, wow, like you're just giving off this energy, this radiance. You're in flow. You're in concert harmony with yourself. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Like you're really, really a prize, like an awesome being, an awesome person that, is well worth, getting to know, of chasing, of moving towards, right? And, if they're on that vibration, that alignment, they they're seeing that in you, then, uh, at best, that you see that in them and that you'll have that connection. And then all of a sudden you've got that's where you get the fireworks, right? That's where you get that that real connection of manifesting that which you put out, which is the other part of this these two cards that came out. It's about as above, so below. The vibration we put out, what we get out, we get what we put out, we get back, right? What we give out, we get back. And so that's just where like being in that vibration, being in that state, and I feel like that's where we're being called to that cosmic carrot, where it's like make it like it's I don't like give yourself permission. Give yourself permission maybe in like the maybe there's like a feeling permission, like I feel like this is what I need to do, or like I feel like this is, this is the right place, let me do this. But have that like determination, or like give yourself actual permission, like maybe literally. And this is one of those like mind science tricks where working with the throat chakra, working with like speak your truth into existence. So you might even say like, I give myself permission, you know to like, to do this for me, and to like pursue this, to open up, and like good things are going to come off of it, because I'm ready, and I'm in this place, and like I see all the opportunity, and this is great, I'm excited for this. Just by saying that out loud, you affecting the unity field consciousness right there, both for yourself and both in the greater world. And that's part of that, working with the divine masculine. And then all of a sudden you're taking that action, and moving forward on your journey, one step at a time, right? Taking those steps, taking that action, and then and seeing both sides, activate and come online, and raising your consciousness in alignment with that position for yourself. And then that's the manifestation right there. And then all of a sudden, everything is happening for you. Everything's happening for you in a beautiful way. I'm gonna pull out these angel cards, get some angel messages, from your angels here. And I love that for you. Good. I'm glad. I mean, oftentimes it's not something that you don't know, but but that higher mind self is something that you knew all along, and it's the recognition of that that is the realization of that fact, and that fact is your truth. And sometimes that gets buried. And that's why it's like connecting with both those hemispheres, and really bringing everything online to see the divine, right? Ooh, we got that free yourself. We got that free. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. This is a beautiful message coming out for you. Finances and career over here, putting in that work, right? This is the toil, right? Is working the garden. This is work, right? This is self work. This is also, doing what needs to be done, right? She's on her knees, she's toiling, she's working. Arisha, hello, 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 welcome to the channel. Oh, I know these cards came out awesome. I'm loving how these cards came out as well. So this is what you had to do in the past, right? Where you weren't the center of attention, where you had to mind things, where you had to take care of, everything that you had going on. And that's fine, that's cool, because ultimately, like, you're a giver. You're a giver at the end of the day. Arisha, I would say that the line is closed. My love, the line is closed. It's just getting late now. It's getting late. We're past the 3 hour mark. But definitely come back, stay notified, so that way subscribe and stay notified. So next time we go live, you can get your reading read live on the air. So I appreciate you, appreciate your energy. Save your question, meditate on it. Come back tomorrow. We go live between 2 and 5, and we'll get read for you. No, honestly, I'm past 3 hours. Simply can't do it. Simply can't do it. Thank you so much. We've been reading for a minute now. Thank you for respecting my time and energy. I appreciate you. Absolutely. But financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. You already know. I'm reading the card there, but yeah, for the work that you had to put in whenever you weren't at the center of the read. But now you are. Now you are at the center of the read, right? So that's where you come upon this. It is safe for you to love, right? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This is and this is the place you've come to. This came out, right? That give yourself permission. So this is literally the permission. I'm opening my heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for me to love. It is safe for me to love. That's the next level. That's the next level. It's not only safe for you to date, it's safe for you to love. It's safe to find somebody. It's right. There's all opportunity, infinite opportunity and possibility for you to do so. Beautiful energy over here. And that safe is what? In total concert with this opposite of high tension, with this low tension, with this peace ability. You say, I'm accepting too that the universe wants me to take time and focus on myself. Love that. Love that for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. You give yourself permission. That's activating the masculine. That's making the logic, you know, turn on the logic, make it make sense, and raising the consciousness. And all of a sudden, then then that's giving the other side of the brain like easing the strain. That's easing the why. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? That's right. I do accept that for myself. I do have this time. I am choosing to take this time, right? I'm accepting it. I'm choosing to take this time and focus on myself. And that's okay for me. And that's the best thing for me. And I'm loving that. Those are like that's that throat chakra. That's speaking your truth into existence. You working with the manifestation right there. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Absolutely, it is safe for you to love and ascend in this position. Loving this card for you. That's your affirmation right there. Beautiful energy. Rounding off this for yourself, it's time to take back control of your life, right? This is freedom energy. You're finding yourself into a free way where you're not um, burdened, right? And just in a way that's bound, right? When we say burden, we mean like caged, right? This unicorn is, first off, the unicorn, right? Tapped in with, the third eye, right? Higher mind consciousness. And, just a magical being when it comes down to it. But a being of, I think ultimately the unicorn is representing the third eye, because of the point at which the horn projects from. So seeing that for yourself, seeing better for yourself, seeing yourself be freed and unbound, and in that way you become, yet so you're breaking out, right? Getting back control over your life, getting back control over this certain aspect of your life. And these are the ways to do it, right? Enacting that divine masculine here, giving yourself that permission, and of course getting into this manifestation energy. What you get out, what you put out, is what you get back, right? Is what you are given back, and so you're going to receive in a continuous flow, greater and greater, not what you put out. That is the law of abundance, right? That is the true law of abundance. That the more you give out, the greater and greater you receive. It's a growth principle. It's the abundance principle. And so that's what you're really tapping into here, is freeing yourself to that possibility and capability, taking back that control whenever it comes to your direction, your positioning, and what it is that you're manifesting. And that is taking this action, giving yourself permission to engage in this endeavor, to engage in you ultimately when it comes down to it. That's that commitment. That's that commitment in the surety of it. Be like, this is working out for me. I can feel it. Everything is moving for me. I'm moving with everything. And, you know, ultimately maybe like there was some reluctance if like this was, maybe necessarily this might have been about the permission right here. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. But for me, like, this could be the one, is a reflection of the you energy. I just feel like, not to muddy the reading or anything, because it's been so clear, that this could be the one sitting in reverse as overarching energy, is really saying that, like, because like this could be the opportunity, this could be the space, and maybe there's like some guilt or like you holding back, or maybe being like some part of you that hadn't given yourself permission. But I feel like that's already been worked out in the reading. That's why I say, like, I don't want to muddy the reading. Ultimately, it's just saying that, you know maybe you felt like you didn't give yourself permission or didn't have the permission, and like, is this the right thing to do? Is it okay? You know what I mean? Universe, like, I feel like this is what I want, but am I still supposed to be, I don't know, going through this, or like not moving on, or like, giving more space, or like not making the time for me, and coming out of this, well, I've given and now I'm getting back to Jasmine. I'm getting back to what I want, and that's okay for me. That's healthy. That's good. I should be happy and enjoyment, and I would want to, I would make people happy. Like people want to see me in a good place ultimately, right? And so that brings joy to the universe by bringing joy to yourself. And even that is an abundance of like a peace of mind of like, that's right, we should all be happy and I should be happy. And that's perfectly okay. That's even better than okay. That's great. What a great work that is. What a beautiful chapter this is for you, Jasmine. I'm really getting that's your message, right? I'm feeling that for you. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. I think this is good. I think this is good for you. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome, love. I want to thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel, for supporting this great work. Um, I love your energy. Definitely come back. Definitely come back and, let us know how it's going. Let us read again. And I appreciate you. You gave us a little something extra on the stream, and I appreciate that. I truly do. From a spiritual sense, and in the mundane sense. And you know what? We all got to live and thrive and um, follow our dreams in this world. So thank you on all levels. I do absolutely wish the best for you, my love, and let us know. We are so wondering what you got going. Ah, Gene, I am so hungry. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna call this the. I'm gonna call this the stream. I'm gonna call it here, y'all. I would read more, but it's just gotten late, and it just is what it is. But we'll catch y'all on the next one. Very excited for everything. Definitely check out the tarot music. Everything Tarot music, volumes 1 and 2 just dropped. Beautiful music, beautiful words. I think it's better than anyone's expecting. Honestly, it's wonderful music. You can hear some of the music at the beginning of the stream, the way we opened up. More sound like that coming. We're already working on volume 5, y'all. So we're gonna keep dropping that music, raising the vibration even more on every level that we could think of. It's our calling. So tune in, tap in. Love y'all. We're gonna catch you on the next one. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Have a blessed evening. Gene XO, Jasmine, thank you so much. Y'all take care.